Gamers, fevers, lurkers, grab your snacks. The underdog, the legend in his own mind. Jaybeazt, dropping memes and bringing heat. Jaybeazt, stream is starting, pull up a seat. Breaking news, trailers dropped. I react and maybe sound a bit shocked. New game hype, I got the tea. Call of Duty, Battlefield, come watch me. Not a big shot, just starting out. But I'll hype your chat and hype my clout. My aim's kinda bad, my joke's kinda worse. But at least I never stream with rehearse. Jaybeazt, underdog with gamer streak. Jaybeazt, laugh reacts, chaos you seek. Warning. Jaybeazt, you may mispronounce your favorite game. Please remain calm. Chat's alive, memes flying fast. I may fail, but it's always a blast. Subscriber hype, not just some friends. But the fun and chaos never ends. Reacting, chatting, sometimes I play. Even if I die in the first 5 minutes. Hey! New game breakdown, I'll nerd out loud. Making jokes, looking goofy, maybe proud. Jaybeazt, underdog, but bringing fire. Jaybeazt, love by beats, memes and satire. Who's in chat? Beast back. What's the game? Total snack. Level up? Maybe not yet. But we laugh, we hype, you won't forget. Achievements, sure, but I miss a lot. Glitches, bugs, rage quits I'd caught. But while the pros are flexing loot, I'm here, underdog with style and cute. Streaming news, trailers, reactions too. Sometimes I even know what I'm doing. Kinda true. Chat laughs, memes fly, and everyone's hyped. Welcome to Jaybeazt, the underdog is live tonight. Jaybeazt, underdog, chaotic streak. Jaybeazt, gaming news, laughs you seek. Not a pro, but never weak. Caution, Jaybeazt may mispronounce your famous pronounce it game or make you laugh uncontrollably. Stream starting now. Effect out.
What's up, fam? What's up, everybody? I hope you guys had a great weekend. Back after, I believe, after Game Awards happened. I meant to do another stream in the weekend, but duty calls and could not get around to do it. I'm so sorry. But here we are in a whole new week, and we got a whole bunch of game announcements to talk about. So we're gonna talk about all of them, almost all of them today. So tune in for the rest of the live stream if you're just dropping in. Say hi. Um, there's a whole bunch of stuff that was really revealed at the Game Awards, man, and it's a bit of a mix. It's a bit of a mix. I have mixed feelings about the whole event, which I will get to in a minute. But the clear winner in the entire event was undoubtedly was Clair Obscure Expedition 33. And for the most part, I thought, yeah, it rightfully deserved those awards, 100%, no doubt. But some of the times I've felt like that award could have gone to another nominee. I'm gonna talk about that as well because I have some mixed thought about that. I got my decaf iced coffee ready. Not a latte today because it's hot. So I've got that ready. So let's go. Let's go. Uh, and and I want to talk about a whole bunch of games that I really liked and what I really liked about the Game Awards, and also some of the stuff that I didn't quite like. Also, we have a new deep dive video to look at today that was dropped by Bungie about Marathon. So we got a whole bunch of information about Bungie's Marathon to talk about today, which we will also look at. And my God, did you see that Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic trailer, and also the Galactic Racer, which growing up, the pod racer game back in the day, the Star Wars Racer, I think it was just called Star Wars Racer, one of my favorite games. Very nostalgic. Um, we will be talking about that. And also, there is a new Alien game in development, which I want to also talk about. So there's a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. So tune in for the rest of the live stream, and we will have fun talking about those stuff. But first of all, let's bloody talk about Claire Obscure, man. That game. It won so many joysticks awards, and rightfully so, rightfully so. But game awards is a bit of a bigger deal. It is like the Oscars for games, right? So it won 9 trophies at 2025's Game Awards, and that was absolutely annihilating the competition for the most part. And it obviously won Game of the Year. I think it did deserve the Game of the Year. Not gonna question that. But yeah, it's crazy. I think it broke the record for the previous record, which was 7 wins set by The Last of Us Part 2 in 2020. And it broke the record because this is 9 trophies, which is the most amount of trophies ever received for one game um, in the Game Awards. So it's so interesting because it was the Sandful Interactive's debut game. It was the first ever game they made. Mind you, it was the whole studio is made up by mostly seasoned devs. So they have worked on AAA projects before. Most of them, I believe, come from Ubisoft. So they have experience. But as a studio, this was their first game. And it was indie studio, and it was a AA title. And it won awards for the best art direction, the best game direction, best narrative, best performance, best score and music, best indie game, and the best RPG, which I'll talk about that, and the best debut game. I think apart from best RPG, I kind of have to agree with pretty much everything else. And Jennifer English, who voice acts the role of Mael in the game, uh, uh, I think she won. Yeah, she won the best performance for her role as Mael, and the only thing that it didn't win was that it was nominated in the category for the Player's Choice Award, which I actually thought it might win because the Player's Choice had a whole number of items, including Claire Obscure, but the Player's Choice Award went to Wuthering Waves, which I think was interesting. The other only award that did not win, that it was nominated for the best audio design, which went to Battlefield 6, which I also think is interesting. Battlefield 6 has amazing audio design, so I think it did deserve that. But also, it had Ghost of Yote, which I believe deserved that audio design title a little bit more, because even right now, with the latest update with Battlefield 6, it's got some audio issues happening. It's got some audio issues, but um, you know, I think yeah, audio in terms of audio design, Battlefield 6 won the award over Clear Obscure, but I think Ghost of Yore should have won that. They did win the audio design award for joysticks awards, I think. Ghost of Yote did. However, they didn't win it for the Games Award. But yeah, Ghost of Yote has amazing audio design. It's most of the work that they have done in terms of audio is very subtle, very, very, very. I mean, it's very detailed in the way that it's so detailed that you just don't notice it. That's how good it is. And that's probably one of the reasons why people don't really get it. But yeah, it's interesting. Anyway, um, it is an overwhelming favorite, Clay Obscure, this year, which is crazy. Which also means that their next game by Sandfall Interactive is going to be so hyped. It's going to be so hyped. It's almost going to be overhyped to the point that they're gonna have so much high expectations from the studio. They're almost not going to be able to match that expectation. This is what happens. This usually happens to studios that, especially new studios, but they might actually pull it off because they look like they know what they're doing. They look like they have a whole vision for this game. They might also make a Clay Obscure sequel. I don't even know how that would work, but it might be a completely new IP. Whatever it is going to be, they they're gonna have their work cut out for them for the next game because the expectations and the hype is gonna be unmatched for that studio. It's the same way how over the years Rockstar Games have grown to have so much hype around their releases too, to the point that GTA 6 have some of like phenomenally high hype at the moment, even though it feels like it's dying down a little bit because of all the numerous delays we have faced lately. You can't argue the fact that when it releases, the hype is gonna be back on, and it's gonna directly affect the overall productivity of the entire globe. It's going to be a global shift for at least a couple of days in terms of productivity, and it's going to take a nosedive for at least a couple of days, or if not a week or two, because of Grand Theft Auto. People are going to be taking days off and trying to play the game, and there's going to be a lot of them. I'm telling you, it's become to that point with these releases with Rockstar Games. I'm not saying Sandfall is in the same level, but for a game for a debut game from an indie studio receiving this much hype, it's inevitable that their second game is gonna get so much hype around it, regardless whether it's gonna be good or not. So yeah. Anyway, yeah. I think it was a if GTA 5 had released this year, it would have been it probably would have dominated this year. But I think because of the delay of GTA 5, this year we managed to get more games into the spotlight. I think that was a really good thing. That was really good because if GTA was present, it was everything would be overshadowed by GTA's presence, and I think that would not have been fair for most of the games that released this year because we did get a lot of good games, a lot of good games. You know, Clay Obscure is one of them, but we did have so many other games, including KCD and Hades 2, Ghost of Yote. I'm just thinking on top of my head, but there's more. There's many more. And yeah, it was a good year. It was a very good year for games. Death Stranding was one of them. Yeah, I think, and Hollow Knight. Hollow Knight was a surprise hit, and yeah, I think those games managed to get a bit more time in the spotlight because of the absence of GTA 6, which is good. But next year is gonna be a massacre of events. I'm telling you, because next year also is looking like we're gonna get a whole bunch of amazing games, and GTA 6 is also coming out. If they don't get delayed again to 2027, and the competition is gonna be tough. The competition is gonna be unfair actually because next year we do have a whole bunch of games coming out, including like Crimson Desert, First Light. Just trying to think on top of my head, but a whole bunch of games. In let me check the release calendar. If I can find one on the internet, there should be one somewhere. Release calendar. Upcoming game releases. There we go. GameSpot has one. Biggest games launching in 2026. Here we go. We got Resident Evil coming in February 2027. We got Crimson Desert coming in March 19th. 007 First Light March 27th. And then Grand Theft Auto November 19th. Those were the biggest ones coming out. But then, apart from the biggest ones, we do have, you know, we might have actually these fair number of decent games dropping as well. Good. What else? Neo 3. We got Yakuza. We got a Yakuza game dropping. High on Life 2 is dropping. What else? What else? Monster Hunter. Yeah, no. In April, we got Pragmata dropping in April. Diablo 4, Lord of the Hatred, dropping in April again. Phantom Blade 0 is dropping in September. In November, we got Grand Theft Auto 6 confirmed. And a whole bunch of other games that are not confirmed also coming in 2026, like Marvel's Wolverine also coming. We got Ace Combat 8 also coming. What else? The Blood of Dawnwalker is coming. Oh man, that's a big one. Blood of Dawnwalker, because it's made by former Witcher 3 devs. So that's a big one in my list. What else is coming? Control Resonant is coming. Fable is supposedly dropping next year. I'm not sure whether if it would be the case, but right now it is supposed to be dropping. Gears of War E-Day, it's a new Gears of War game dropping. Marathon? I don't know. That could be a hit or miss. Lords of the Fallen 2 is also dropping next year. What else? Star Wars Galactic Racer is dropping next year, which is just a racing game, I know, but it is also looking pretty mental, so that could also be dropping. And Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis, which is the remake of the first game, is also dropping next year, which could also be very awesome. It looked awesome, the trailer. But yeah, what else? Yeah, so Arc 2, Blight Survival, Boss Riley 1. Oh, thank you so much. Thanks for the follow. How are you, Boss Riley 1? A State of Decade 3 is dropping also. Anyway, there's a whole bunch of games coming next year. A lot of games are releasing in 2026. So, and most of them looking very good too. So when GTA 6 is dropping also next year, it's going to be tough competition for Game Awards next year. So I think, the good games that dropped this year got away because GTA 6 got delayed. So very good. Need for Speed Rivals, yeah, we knew that was coming. They were shutting down the servers for numerous year games. I think they shut down the servers for Anthem and a whole bunch of other games, I believe. Rivals has been out for a while, so this was kind of expected, to be honest. Anyway, so we going to look at all right, definitely do. We'll definitely do. But yeah, speaking of Game Awards, there's a whole bunch of announcements. Not the awards, the whole bunch of announcements that caught my eye. I mean, if I don't know if you watched my official co-stream, but because it was going back to back, I didn't have time to talk about it. So, in this stream, we're gonna talk about all the stuff that they announced, all the new games announcements, all the everything they announced, the reveals, the trailers. There wasn't so much of gameplay in this award show, which was a disappointment. However, there was Baldur's Gate 3 reveal. Uh, well, not Baldur's Gate 3, the studio's next game, dev's reveal next game, which was Divinity. And that was the whole fuss about the mystery statue. Um, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, mystery statues TGA 2025. I think at this point everyone should know what I'm talking about, but this whole thingy. This statue was kind of the talk of the town for a whole week or so. Oh, let me just move everything so you can see. There you go. Yeah. So this statue popped up in the middle of a desert, and Jeff Keighley tweeted it, and everyone was talking about it. Turns out, it was a it was a Divinity game announcement, and they announced that game, and yeah, it was a crazy trailer. It was a crazy trailer. I actually posted my live reaction to the trailer on my YouTube channel if you do want to check it out. But when I saw that trailer, I was absolutely appalled by it. It was disgusting. But it's Larian Studios. As soon as the Larian Studios logo popped out, I was like, okay, all right. So this gotta be it. And they did show the statue in the game. I was just trying to show, but I can't really show it because it's age restricted. Um, yeah, that makes sense. Makes sense. That is age restricted. It was so gross. It was so gross, and it had some pretty spicy scenes as well, subtly, but it was there. Uh, Thank you, Boss Riley. I will definitely check out your Twitch profile, my man. Um, anyway, yeah, but Divinity is revealed, and it's a thing, and we just gotta have to. I seen chat. It's 7:40 p.m. my time. It's 3:40. Yeah, it's 7:40 here in Australia. In Melbourne right now, so that's why the time difference. Uh, is it 3:40 a.m.? What are you doing so up at this time? You should be sleeping. Ah, North Carolina. Okay. It's so late. It's so late. Shouldn't you be sleeping? uh. Anyway, Divinity. I personally haven't played any of the Divinity games, but I did play Baldur's Gate 3, which was amazing. I really did like Baldur's Gate 3. Um, One of the best. I mean, rightfully one of the biggest and best games, narratively speaking. The gameplay is a bit of an acquired taste, but narratively speaking, one of the best I have played. And yeah, I'm really excited to see what they're gonna bring to the Divinity franchise from the Larian Studios. So yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Um, have you watched the Game Awards? Have you watched the Game Awards 2025? That was last week. I think it was on Friday. Yeah, it was on Friday. And speaking of Game Awards, another highlight for me was the Star Wars games. I did not expect to see two Star Wars games popping up in the Game Awards. Oh, okay. Yeah, cool. Well, that's really cool. I'm not really. I haven't. I don't think I've seen that. Five Nights at Freddy's is not one of the games I really enjoyed that much, to be honest. Like I have tried the original games, the first and the second maybe, but the movies didn't enjoy so much. And I heard that Five Nights at Freddy's 2 was kind of a disaster as well. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you enjoy it, that's good. But I've heard that it's not that great. But I haven't watched it, so I can't really comment on it myself. Um, anyway, yeah, Star Wars. Star Wars. We had a huge couple of years for Star Wars. So having seen Old Republic game coming back to spotlight, which is awesome. Um, so yeah, I'll just put this on because this was the trailer. Um, I don't know if you guys saw this, but this was the trailer. They dropped this, and as soon as I came, I was like, "Oh, is that like another trailer for Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet?" Because at the time I had no idea what this was. I was like, hmm? "What is this?" And then I saw ships. It got the whole Star Wars vibe, the mood to it. So still I wasn't quite sure. And then you saw that engine. I was like, oh, okay, that looks like a Star Wars ship engine. Oh, who is that? Who is that? That's very Star Warsy. That's very Star Warsy at this point. But I mean, there's no context. There's no gameplay. So that's kind of disappointing. I was hoping to see some gameplay trailers, but for all the hype, most hype trailers that we got, announcements we got in Game Awards, there it is. There it is. That's it. Fate of the Old Republic. And oh, Casey Hudson. Casey Hudson is coming back to direct the next game, because the he directed KOTOR, and he's back to direct the Knights of the Old Republic. Sorry, the Fate of the Old Republic, which is the new game, and we're also getting a KOTOR remake as well, which is awesome. So I don't know when it's coming, but it's gonna be huge. It's gonna be absolutely huge. I hate to tell you this, I'm allergic of milk and type 2. Oh, okay. I'm sorry to hear that, but that's very random information to share with me. But thank you for sharing that with me. Thank you. Uh, as for what other games do I play? I play a lot of games these days. Almost all of my time is consumed by pretty much Battlefield. Pretty much Battlefield. Yeah. But yeah, mostly if I'm not playing Battlefield 6, I'm playing mostly story focused single player games. I did enjoy a whole lot of Ghost of Yote. Currently, I'm playing Where Winds Meet, which is quite nice. I love Assassin's Creed games. Um, mm. Battlefield 2042 was not my favorite, unfortunately, post Riley. Um, so, oh, Kid Nick, thanks for the follow. Thank you very much. But yeah, 2042 was a disaster. I'm telling you. But Battlefield 6 is amazing. It's really really good. We got a whole band back together, back into Battlefield 6 after such a long time. It feels nice. It feels very nice. But 2042 I did not play a whole lot because it was quite bad. It was quite bad. But yeah, thank you very much. Um, anyway, Anyway, what I wanted to tell you is I'm very hyped that Casey Hudson is developing Star Wars: The Fate of the Old Republic, which is coming to PC and also consoles, and it is going to be the spiritual successor to Knights of the Old Republic, which is, I mean, it's the best kind of news they can be, right? The best kind of news they can be, and Wario 64 is one of the guys who leak information on Twitter. He had posted this pretty much right after the Game Awards, and it said Star Wars: Fate of the Old Republic may not release until 2030. Um, and last night's biggest surprise was Star Wars: Old Republic, blah blah blah. Yeah, he's saying that it's not gonna be coming to probably even PlayStation 6. Probably it'll be like a PlayStation 7 game, which is crazy to me. Which is crazy. Finally had a chance to sit down and watch a live stream. Oh, thank you, Kid Nick. I really appreciate you coming down. Um, yeah. Anyway, PlayStation 7. I don't think if this was going to be a PlayStation 7 game, they would have announced it so early in the marketing cycle. It just wouldn't have made sense. So I don't think I agree. But then I think just yesterday or something, Casey Hudson, the game director who's working on the Star Wars game, Star Wars: Fate of the Republic game, tweeted, and he said, see if I can, Casey Hudson, there you go. I think he said, "Don't worry about the not till 2030 rumors. Game will be out before then. I'm not getting any younger." So there you go. He has gone and confirmed that it's not gonna be 2030. It's gonna be coming out soon. So I reckon this is probably gonna be mostly late 2027 game, because if you look at how early games usually get announced, especially like the big games, how early they get announced, it's usually like you know maybe 2 or 3 years before they come out, right? Hugo Boza, thanks for the follow, my friend. Can you react to song? I don't normally do reactions to songs because I normally talk about games and stuff. The songs is not really my thing, unfortunately, bro. But yeah, I'm happy for you to drop a song and I'll check it out. Happy to do that. Um, but yeah. Anyway, I'm really happy about Star Wars: The Fate of the Republic. It's been such a long time since we had a KOTOR game. We're getting KOTOR remake as well, which is awesome. I'm down for that as well. Um, Noted on that, Hugo. Noted. I think we're getting a whole bunch of Star Wars game. We're getting maybe like a EA Star Wars game in the works. Maybe like one of the Jedi games coming too, I think. Okay, yeah, cool. Thank you. I will definitely check it out. But yeah, it's anyway, moving on. The other thing that I wanted to talk about is the Galactic Racer. That's another game that immediately hooked me because, my God, I don't know how old you guys are, but when I was a kid, I used to play a lot of Star Wars racer games. This is the trailer, by the way. This is the trailer from the Game Awards. And as soon as I saw this, I was like, oh, so that's definitely a Star Wars game. And I had to...
Lightning fast.
I wasn't sure. And then I saw the pod. I was like,
we're incredible. Best of the best.
That looks incredible indeed. And Lucasfilm, obviously. Gotta be a Star Wars game.
United by one beautiful dream.
This had me so hyped because I feel like this is one of those games that should have received a remake a long time ago. Because it's such a fun thing. Like, racing pods is such a fun thing to do. And they had a pod racer back in the day. Hang on. I have it right here. There it is. Anyway, this looks incredible. It looks incredible. Star Wars Pod Racer gameplay. See if I can find that. Oh, there you go. This is what I'm talking about. Look at this. I don't know if you remember this. This looks so old now. Wow, that has not aged well. I used to play this game for hours at a time. You know, so many hours at a time, and used to have so much fun with it. And you could play co-op with this game, like couch co-op. So I used to play this with my brother, sometimes with my friends, and it was amazing. It was the most fun you can have, and set in Star Wars universe back in the day. Back in the day. And I always thought, why the hell have we not received a remake or a sequel to this? Because this was so fun. Mind you, the controls were a little janky back in the day. If you play this now, you probably wouldn't have as much fun now. But this was a lot of fun back in the day. It was 100% one of the best Star Wars games at the time. So I'm happy that they're receiving a spiritual successor to it. This was called Star Wars Episode 1 Racer. What we're getting is called Star Wars Galactic Racer. So I'm assuming it's gonna have like all these maps, like iconic maps with all these massive starships crashed around and different planets and everything just pulled from every episode. It's not like restricted to just one episode or two. It'll be like iconic places from the whole saga, which is amazing. Like racing around in those areas, which is such a fun thing to do. So very cool, very cool. Imagine like doing like a like a pod racer in like, you know, the Death Star or something. That would be cool. But yeah, and yeah, just, you know, racing around in the Star Destroyers, and that would be really, really cool. So I'm really, really hyped for that. Yeah. Anyway, what else have we got? We got Diablo 4, Lord of Hatred expansion arriving next spring. Dude, Diablo is not the kind of game that I would play, to be honest with you. But when I saw the trailer, I was like, you know, this looks badass. This looks super badass, you know. I mean, if you
Every celebration of hubris.
Blizzard, if they can do anything, they know how to make a trailer really, really well, you know.
Executives.
Where am I in the world? That is a good question. I'm in Melbourne, bro.
Death, decapitation.
I am located in Melbourne, Australia.
No better.
It's 7:55 p.m. here.
You've corrupted
What about
more
you?
minds than even I can imagine. Oh, if it isn't Jeff
And
Keighley, creator
yeah,
of the crucible of
this is
Jeff.
pretty cool.
Impressive.
And but yeah, I don't think I'll play it. Oh, you're Sydney based. Cool. Very nice, very nice.
Lord of hatred. And you
Fellow Sydney. I got a few mates in Sydney. I actually came down like last year or something. I haven't been back to Sydney in a while, but man, are you guys okay? It's kind of crazy up there. We've heard the whole thing with Bondi Beach. Pretty crazy. God damn. Don't know what's going on there. Pretty crazy. Yeah. Now I would assume it's still going on, and everyone seems to be kind of on edge about the whole thing. So I hope you guys are okay over there, man. Even down here, everyone's kind of tensed up and like kind of afraid to just really go to public places now. So I don't know what's happening. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about any political stuff, so I'm not gonna get into that. But I hope you're okay, man. Hope you're okay. But anyway, getting back to this Diablo 4, I really thought the trailer was badass. Like, this trailer was super badass. But I think it looks like they're trying to evolve the whole franchise a little bit further than what they have been doing. So we could probably expect significant changes in the next one. Like this scene, dude, it's just ripping him through the sword. That was so bad. And like all the other demons, were like, damn, dude, like what the hell? Just take a break. Like that was hilarious, but it was pretty badass. And him being the Diablo, that's crazy. Like he's the devil. That's crazy. Oh damn, really? Okay. That sucks, man. That's kind of terrifying, actually. Kind of fitting. We're talking about Diablo over here. But yeah. If you're a fan of the game, you would probably be so hyped, and I was hyped to see the trailer, and it looks fantastic. So that's I think that was one of the highlights. But the biggest highlight for me was the Tomb Raider games. We got not one, but two trailers. I mean, if you go back and watch my co-stream of the Game Awards, I didn't even realize that I was watching two trailers. I was like, they first revealed Tomb Raider Catalyst, which is going to be the next new game in the Tomb Raider franchise, and it looks like super good. It was just a teaser trailer. I was like, oh yeah, cool. Just a nice little trailer. And then it just continued on to like more like stuff. So I thought they were just like, it's like an extended look of the game. And then the end thing, the end title card rolled out and it was like Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis. And I was like, holy shit, that's a remake of the first game. So I'm like, dude, we're getting two games. That's crazy. I think that was like a huge surprise for me. I didn't expect to see two. I thought we were gonna see like a new Tomb Raider game because we knew that Crystal Dynamics was working on a game. Even though they recently had faced some layoffs. Sorry.
The entire world
damn.
knows your.
Sorry about that. But yeah, the Eidos Montreal had some recent layoffs, and they expected to make more layoffs in the studios. I'm not sure if Crystal Dynamics has been affected by that, but they're going through a bit of a rough patch. So I was skeptical whether we can actually see a Tomb Raider game from the studio. But then they went ahead and announced two games, which is fantastic. Fantastic. And this is the new game trailer that we're looking at here.
The entire world
17
knows
plus
your
mature
legend.
audience. Which
You
tells me we're gonna see
survived
some
the dragon's
really cool shit in this game. So this is what they showed first, and this already looks fantastic.
I've heard
And
a
I really
dozen
love the
tall
new
tales that say
Tomb
you're
Raider Lara Croft
unstoppable.
look, and I think they're going with like the stealth
I see.
mechanics
All
as well a little bit,
must come to an end.
like they did with Tomb Raider Shadows. What are my thoughts on the new James Bond game? Oh, dude. I think it looks fantastic.
That's
I actually talked extensively about 007 First Light in my channel. But, man, I think it looks very promising, Kid Nick. I think 007 is one of those games that could really be like one of the biggest games of the year, or it could just be like a very mediocre, but it looks promising because it's been made by IOI Interactive, which made Hitman games, and they kind of know what they're doing. Especially if you look at the deep dive that they released couple of, I think last week it was, they do go into some depth talking about what their approach to 007 as an agent, and how they're doing the gameplay, how they bringing his personality trait into the game mechanics, which I thought was really interesting, and also like the psychology behind the mission designs was really interesting. So I think they're onto something here. I think this could end up being a really, really good game, but whether it'll be like a 7 out of 10 game or like a 9 to 10 out of 10 game, that could be the difference, I think. I don't think it'll end up being a really bad game. I think it'll either be like a 7 out of 10 game, or it'll be like a really well made 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 game. So that's where I'm not sure about. From what I have seen, they've got a lot of the stuff right, but we just haven't seen enough. Especially like I spoke about the bluff system, which the bluff mechanic, which seems like it's just a button press. You can, they were talking about how you can approach the same mission in so many different ways, similar to how you do in Hitman, like when you're approaching targets and completing missions. In the same vein, you can do it in 007. However, there's also a bluff mechanic where you can actually talk to perps and just confuse them and use your charm against people, which is really cool. Which is really, really cool and makes sense for a 007 game because, James Bond, charming guy. But from the gameplay, it's just a button press. And I don't know whether it should just be a button press and it just plays out like a cutscene after you press it. It should be a little bit more involved than that as a player. It could maybe like a trigger, like a dialogue interaction where you have to choose the correct dialogue to trigger like a successful bluff, or it could lead to a failed bluff, stuff like that. That's what I think, but I haven't really seen that, so yeah, I don't know. Yeah, exactly. I'm cautiously optimistic about the game. I'm not sure how well it'll go. They've had hits and misses in the past, so I'm waiting to see more gameplay and more information to be released leading up to its release. And yeah, hopefully it'll be a good game. But I think I'm it's pretty safe to say that it'll at least be a 7 out of 10 game at this point. If it can only go higher, I don't think it can get worse than that, because so far what I've seen is pretty good. I'm pretty high for it. But yeah, I'm keeping I'm staying cautiously optimistic about it and just waiting to see more details. Yeah. Anyway, getting back to Tomb Raider Catalyst. Anyway, Tomb Raider Catalyst was probably my most hyped game. To be honest, this probably was the biggest reveal for me, and the Fate of the Republic, Fate of the Old Republic. Those two games were really, really doing it. But what was annoying was we didn't see any gameplay. So not seeing gameplay, that was a little bit annoying. I thought we would see some gameplay. And what's interesting is in this new game, Tomb Raider Catalyst, there looks like they're leaning heavily into the mystic, like magical fantasy elements, more than the previous trilogy did, like the old Lara Croft trilogy, no, the Tomb Raider trilogy did. Like, I'm talking about the Crystal Dynamics trilogy that came out like 10 something years ago, with the Rise of the Tomb Raider and Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Those did have some mystical elements to it, but they were sort of more grounded in realism. But I think this game is now starting to lean more heavily on the fantastical elements, which is exciting. I like that. Which reminds me of Uncharted a little bit. If you have played Uncharted games, it's also like very realistic, but it's got some crazy ass fantasy elements to it as well, like mystical elements, which are not really grounded in reality. And I really dig it. I really did it. It worked for Uncharted, and I think it can work for Tomb Raider because they are, if you look at it, pretty similar. I mean, Tomb Raider, Lara Croft is pretty much a female version of Nathan Drake. Actually, it's the other way around. Nathan Drake is a male version of Lara Croft because Tomb Raider technically came before Uncharted games. So I think, yeah, that would really work. And then the next massive surprise was, obviously, the remake of the first game. This game
It's
looks
been
fantastic.
years.
And again, they nailed the character model. I was so skeptical when they showed up from behind. As much as I love the old Crystal Dynamics Tomb Raider games, I didn't really dig the look of Lara Croft that much. She just looked like a white girl, just a generic white girl. But I think this look is really doing it for me, dude. I think they found like a very nice balance between the old Lara Croft games and the Crystal Dynamic Lara Croft games, and then just sort of like found like a nice middle ground for the character model. I think this is actually really working. It works. What do you think?
New discoveries.
I think that's actually pretty good.
Door.
And this is also looking fantastic. This is coming next year already, which is awesome. It's got the acrobatics back. Acrobatics are back. We got dinosaurs back in the game. Awesome.
The path this adventure would send me on.
Dinosaur has feathers now, way more accurate
It lit a fire
than the old dinosaur,
that
which is
still
awesome.
burns.
More historically accurate dinosaurs.
I need to see more. I need to go further. To uncover the secrets of Atlantis.
Hell yeah. Okay, tell me you're not hyped for this game, dude. Tell me you're not hyped. This is amazing. Look at that. Oh man. This makes me actually want to go play the old game again, but I know I'm not gonna have a good time playing that game because it just has not aged that well. It hasn't aged that well. Have you played the old Tomb Raider game? I don't know. Tomb Raider Atlantis gameplay. Yeah, the parkour does look good. Parkour does look good. There it is.
Who remembers Tomb Raider 1? The first.
Yeah, this is Tomb Raider 1. This is what it was. That's the first game. I have actually played this game, dude. I have actually played this game. And I used to get lost in this so much. Like, I used to get so lost. Like, for hours, I just wouldn't know where to go. I'll be just stuck in missions and like stuck somewhere. And the jumping animations were so janky at the time. It's now become iconic, but it was so janky at the time. And if you just don't like position yourself in the correct way, you almost always fall to your death. So, yeah. Yeah, man. Of course. 100%. Thanks so much for joining, Kid Nick. 100%. I'll join your stream sometimes, man. Thanks for coming in. But yeah, this is some good stuff. I remember having so much fun with it, but in hindsight, if I was to play this game again, I probably would struggle. I would actually struggle, I think. But that's why I'm so happy that they're remaking the whole game. And it's actually not a complete remake, it's more of a reimagining. So I think they're gonna like add a lot more stuff to it. And obviously they're gonna keep like shooting dinosaurs and all that. But I think they're gonna provide a little bit more structure to the game, which is amazing. And I'm really digging like the blend of her appearance from the Survivor trilogy and the classic costume. So, which is cool, very cool. Anyway, yeah, let me know what you think of Tomb Raider. Are you guys excited as I am? I really am. I can't wait for next year, dude, because we got so many good games coming up. What else have we got? We got, oh, finally, finally they confirmed Control Resonant. We talked about the leaked. What was it? It was a legal document that got leaked, which had the name Control Resonant. We talked about how they think they registered the game name or something like that, and we weren't sure whether it was for a game or it was for a TV series, because we know that Remedy Entertainment is also working on a Control TV show or a movie or some sort. Nothing has been confirmed, but we got rumors about it, right? So we weren't sure whether it was for that. But it turns out, no, of course not. It is for the next Control game, which is fantastic. And we have it. We have it. And in Control
feel
Resonant, you're playing as Jesse's brother Dylan,
Something is coming.
which was a complete surprise for me. I didn't. Actually, not a complete surprise. It was kind of a surprise. I thought you would still play as Jesse in the second game. But that wasn't the only surprise.
An intrusive pattern.
The other surprise is not only you play as Jesse's brother Dylan, and it also seems like it's gonna be taking place outside the oldest house as well, which is very cool, because we now finally get out of the building and experience outside of the building, which is awesome. And it's got some really like Inception looking stuff going on here. Like this scene right now, this feels straight out of Inception. If you told me this is not a game, I would have been like, is that Inception? Because it literally feels straight out of Inception. Look at this.
Reshaping reality as we know
If I didn't know any better, I would say, oh, are they making Inception game? That's what I would have said. So
we tried.
that's very cool. It's like a mind bending, and that's Dylan. And you play as Dylan, and the other twist is the entire combat system is also looks like it's overhauled. You're not playing with a gun anymore. You got a melee weapon, a really cool one. It's almost like a sword, but it kind of blends together. Look at that. It's very cool. It's very cool. And you're heading out some version of outside with lots of monsters. That looks cool. And it's a melee weapon that transforms into different weapons, which is an evolution of the gun, I suppose. We had Jesse was playing with a gun that transforms into different gun modes. In Resonant, you play as Dylan's brother with a melee weapon that transforms into different types of melee weapons, which is cool. I don't know whether you'll also be getting a gun in this game, but it doesn't look like that. It looks like you're playing with a melee weapon, but it would probably make sense to have some sort of a range weapon, I'd say. But this is all we got. We got snippets of gameplay. Awesome. This had me so hyped because we saw not only the game trailer, we also saw snippets of gameplay, which is fantastic. It's not much, but it is better than what we saw for the rest of the Game Awards night. Most of the trailers, as you'll see, as I'm talking about, most of the trailers that I'm hyped for didn't really receive gameplay. It's just cinematic trailers, which is fine. I'm not complaining, but it's just would have been good to see a little bit more gameplay with some of these like really hype ones, like Star Wars. Could have used a gameplay trailer, but I understand the Fate of the Old Republic is like a while away, so they didn't have that. The Divinity game could have used a bit of gameplay. It's just a cinematic trailer, which is really gross and exciting, but it's no gameplay. So tells me a while away as well. So I'm as excited as I can get. It's not that exciting, but That was kind of the theme of the night. Lots of cinematic trailers, and Claire Obscure winning every award. You know. Uh, okay. What else? What else? Oh, Pragmata. Uh, Pragmata got a pre-order trailer, and it is also going to be released in Switch 2. I am kind of amazed that for a new game that's coming out, that they managed to actually fit this into Switch 2.
Of course I have. Got a house with a view and everything.
Anyway,
I'm just gonna stay here when this is all done.
they also released a demo for this. I have been playing a little bit of the demo. I'm not so sure about this whole hacking system. It feels a little bit it is kind of exciting when you start off, but once you hit like the half an hour 45-minute mark of into the gameplay, this starts to get like very repetitive, and I didn't really like that. So that's my complaint about the game so far. But if you're wondering what I'm talking about, essentially what happens is, if you, as you see here, you got these beings like the robots. The only way that you can shoot at them is by exposing their cores. So in order to expose, like, open their armor and expose the cores, you have to get this little android girl to hack, and that hacking process is a little mini game. Yeah. So hang on, just yeah. The hacking process is a little mini game, as you see here. This little mini game here. So yeah, in order to hack the robot, the android girl hacks, and it's like a little button press, like combination of presses. The whole goal of the hack is, I'll show it again. Opens up. You start here. The whole goal is to reach here, and you gotta reach it as soon as possible before a time also runs out as well. So in this case, you'll have to go pop, 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 like you press left, down, right, down, left, down, or something. We can go down, 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 or whatever. Easiest way to do it. There you go. So that's what he did. And it opens the armor of this robot, which enables your guy to shoot at it. So you'll see that again. I don't know what the evolution of this combat is, because we've only seen early gameplay, and in the demo you only get early gameplay as well. So I don't know if that evolves into a point where you don't have to do the hacking yourself, or it could be like an automated process. If that's the case, that would be cool, because you have to do it for every enemy. If it was like limited to just boss fights, I understand. I get it. Like, okay, so it's a mechanic involving the boss fight, and yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, you gotta do gameplay event. But if you have to end up doing the hacking thing for every single enemy that you come across, like the little enemies, the filler enemies that you get as you go from A to B before you get to the boss fight, those enemies also need to do the hacking things, like every single one of them. That gets pretty repetitive, and I'm not a big fan of that. And it looks like you start with like a square grid, like with 3x3 square, and then eventually, as the enemies get harder, it gets bigger. It goes into like a full like 6x6 grid or 9x9 grid, like pretty massive one. So it gets harder to hack. But I feel like it really gets in the way of the whole combat system and slows it down. It's like the same effect as having to open up the ability wheel in the middle of combat to choose your ability, like you had to do in Witcher 3. they patched it later, so you didn't have to open the wheel, but it was something like that, but like more annoying than that, because the ability wheel only takes a second. This takes like maybe 3 to 5 seconds, which can really break the flow of the combat. So I'm hoping that they either limit it to just boss fights or something like that. That would be cool. But I don't know if they have received this feedback from anyone. So far, well, I've seen a lot of people complain and raise concerns about the specific mechanic in the game, but it looks like they're sticking to it. So I don't know where it's going. What else have we got? We got Invisible, Celesta 2 early access date and cast reveal. Yeah, this is okay. Yeah, I'm not really. I wasn't really. I didn't have an opinion on this one. Exodus: The Rise of June Aslan official trailer. That was okay. That was okay. Okay, this was also one of the games that I really liked as well. This one. So this is one of the games that I mentioned that was confirmed to appear. We didn't know what the game was, but the Wildflower Interactive, that's the development studio, they had confirmed that they would make an appearance, and this was the game, and it's a fun little cozy little game. I thought was really cute.
Characters.
And it's just the kind of game that I would play. It's just the kind of game I would play. It's a shell shaded cartoon style, obviously. It's called Chicken of what? The Coven of the Chicken Fruit. It's got a bit of a whimsical title, and as it suggests, the game also kind of leans into that whimsicalness as well. And the highlighting factor for this trailer for me was the fact that you play as this grandma. Yeah, you heard that right. You play as the grandma, and you got a little sheep-looking monster sheep. That's your companion. It's a cozy little game, and I think it probably is gonna have like a cozy little adventure, cute little story. I don't think I have ever seen a game where you play as a grandma. You know? So this is really fun. This seems really fun, and you got a little sheep-looking companion. Honestly, this reminds me of Where the Wild Things Are monsters. You know those cute little furry monsters? Not little, cute, big furry monsters in Where the Wild Things Are. Reminds me of that. So you got one of those just following you, and he's your companion. So it's yeah. I don't know what's going on over there. That looks very interesting to me. And you got a rock that has an eye in it. Yeah, I think that looks very interesting. Very, very interesting. So I was really surprised by that. It looks a little different than what we normally see in games. Playing as a monster, grandma with a cute monster on your side. It also kind of reminded me of The Last Guardian a little bit as well. It seems to have the similar dynamic to The Last Guardian, where instead of little boy, you play as a grandma, and instead of a winged dog creature, giant dog creature, you got a furry sheep creature. So, but the dynamic kind of feels like it plays out the same. Instead, you're not riding the creature, but it's always there with you, following you, and you utilize the companion to do like stuff in the world, maybe like puzzle solving and stuff like that, which is very interesting. I think that's also one of the highlights for me personally. Sarah's, to be honest, I know a lot of people are interested in Sarah's. Returnal was a good game, but it was so difficult. I just didn't have the patience to keep doing it until the end, so I kind of ditched it halfway through. To be honest with you, I didn't finish the game. But Sarah's is gonna be a sequel. It's a roguelike game again. Um, so, and according to what it says, it builds off the gameplay of Housemarque's Returnal while being a wee bit easier, with permanent upgrades for playable character Arjun Devraj and a second chance ability letting him revive during a run. So yeah, it looks like they are making it a little bit easier. So I might actually try this one, but I can't say I'm like super hyped for this game. But I know some people are. But yeah, the trailer looked pretty good. It was a badass trailer. It's a badass trailer, and you got your protagonist, Dave Raj Rivers, and it's pretty cool that you got like a Indian person playing the main character in a game made by a big time studio. Pretty cool. Haven't seen that before.
Here. We've lost people. There's no way to get home, and you.
This is what it does. It gets in our heads, and it twists, and it turns.
The gameplay looks pretty good. The fact that they made it a little bit easier and that you have a second chance also tells me they might have made the game also a little bit harder as well, in terms of like the enemies. It's not a forgiving game. And permanent upgrades is a welcome change, because it really used to piss me off when I played Returnal, because you fail and you just essentially starting the game from square one. And the truth of the matter was, I just didn't have that kind of time to spend on it. So eventually I had to end up ditching the game, which is unfortunate because it is a pretty good game. It is a fun game, but yeah. Anyway, that was a good. It was expected. It wasn't a surprise. We knew it was coming, so we got a pre-order trailer for that. And the other thing that I didn't expect to see was No Law. This is the Ascent developer. Neon Giant unveiled No Law, and it is an open world first person shooter and RPG. So it is very cyberpunk looking, and it's set in a port city. You play as a veteran who thought he left his military days behind, kind of like a bit of a John Wick vibe to it. And then the trouble finds its way back. That's kind of like the gist of it, and I quite digged it. I really liked it. So it is very much similar to what the Ascent was. So
but everyone wants a piece. No laws.
It's very cyberpunk.
No oversight. Just the jungle creeping back in.
I like
Both
we
the
can
vines
we
and the people.
we could use more games
The
in
mayor
cyberpunk
stepped in where the
universe,
government couldn't.
cyberpunk settings.
Said the city needed order.
Like, I
and
mean,
they'd be the
good
ones to
games.
bring it. Keeping
You do have
peace
a
on
whole
their
lot, but
terms.
I would argue that not all games are good.
I walked away from it all. Kept my
This
hands
looked
in
very
dirt
interesting. Again,
instead
this is
of
just
blood.
a
But desire is
kind of a
fickle
not a
mistress.
cinematic, but it doesn't really show much of the
City
gameplay either.
won't let me go.
But it's
It
setting the
won't
tone and the
forget my
vibe for the
name.
game.
I asked for nothing, and they still came and took everything. The mayors and anyone that stands in my way Every
It's
last
also a
one of
first-person
them.
shooter, so it's a lot like Cyberpunk 2077.
They're gonna learn something real
Except you
simple.
play as this guy. It's like a big buff version of John Wick in Cyberpunk, which is ironic because Johnny Silverhand, who plays John Wick, Keanu Reeves, was in Cyberpunk. It's all connected. It's all connected.
What you sow.
That looks good. This got my attention. This is coming to all consoles and everything, so that's cool. That's another game that I'm really interested to see more of. I want to see. We saw snippets of gameplay, which really reminded me of Cyberpunk 2077 when they first show gameplay review for that game. It really reminded me a little bit of that, which actually gets me excited. I'm not expecting this to be in the same level as Cyberpunk 2077, but I could use something like this. I could use more of this. So I'm really interested. It's the fact that it's an open world first person shooter, much like sorry, much like Cyberpunk 2077. It gets me very excited, very excited. So yeah, you, although it doesn't feel that original, I am excited to see that. I'm excited to play that. I'm excited to see more gameplay. Like a deep dive video would be nice actually. Don't know when it's coming out. It hasn't really given us a date yet, but it's just an announcement trailer. What else? We got Total War Total War 40k, Warhammer 40k. So that was an interesting reveal as well. If you're into strategy games, you might have enjoyed that. I don't really play Total War games, so it wasn't. I wasn't really that hyped for that. But yeah, it was a good reveal. We got David Harbour coming in and making a whole reveal. Turns out Henry Cavill is not the only Warhammer fan. What else? The Witness creator, Order of the Sinking. Yeah, that wasn't. Oh, Lego Batman: Legacy of the Dark Knight. We got a trailer for that, but it isn't anything that we haven't seen before. It's just your typical Lego version of Batman, covering pretty much all the popular media in Batman. Well, in terms of Batman, including all the Arkham games, all Christopher Nolan movies, the later movies, I believe, also everything. So it's got all the popular pop culture references from all Batman media in one place. That's essentially the Lego Batman game. As the name suggests, it's called Legacy of the Dark Knight. So it's got everything, and it looks really fun. So, and it got some recreations of some of the iconic scenes from the Arkham games I saw, which is very fun. So I'm keen to actually play it as well. We got Deadpool coming to Marvel Rivals, which was an announcement. Kind of cool. Phantom Blade Zero got a release date, and it's coming September 9th, 2026. So late next year. Almost a year to go. This was another one. Invoke Studios' new Dungeons and Dragons game. This it's a co-op action RPG. It was actually, I don't know if I'm super hyped for this, but it looked good. The gameplay, the game trailer looked pretty good. It's got a whole vibe to it, which I really dig. But
What is the cost?
I don't know if I'm hyped for it though. It looked good. The eyeball looks pretty detailed, and the worms. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know what. So again, it's a cinematic trailer, so there's nothing I can say about the game yet. In terms of setting the tone and the vibe for the game, kind of achieves it, but it's just a very cinematic, abstract trailer. So I don't know. I have no idea how it'll look, what type of game it is. We've got a badass main character here. So yeah, it's another Dungeons and Dragons game. We got a gameplay reveal coming in 2026 summer. So summer in US is, I believe it's winter here, isn't it? Yeah. So that would be mid 2026. So we got about 6 months to go before we see a gameplay review for this game. So at that point, I will decide whether this is worth, paying attention to. But right now, you got a cool trailer, but that's it. Oh, this was actually a very cool surprise for me. Bradley the Badger. This actually took me by surprise. Very, very surprising game. I actually thought this was really funny and really cool. Kind of cute too.
A new game. Okay, sunshine. Check. Back. Check. Time for a new platforming adventure.
And what's really cool about this game is it's drawing inspiration from different genres of the game.
All I wanted was to go back home.
You got Badger Born.
Tried exploring.
So you got these levels that are inspired by Souls-like games.
The classics.
But he's like so out of place. This colorful little badger wearing a red puffer jacket and a blue pants and yellow gloves.
When I found it. And everything changed. Literally. Oh yeah! Make your own platform game, baby! Now we're talking!
It's funny.
I had a new grasp on things. I learned tricks. Blew my mind.
Because Cyber Badger, which is obviously inspired by Cyberpunk.
This thing is amazing! Made a bunch of new friends.
The Last Badger, inspired by Last of Us. Amazing.
Figured out how to think.
It's drawing inspirations and kind of level designs from well-known, popular other games, which is really cool. I really love that idea. Yeah, this was definitely a highlight for me. I don't know if it was for you guys, but I'm definitely hyped to play this game. This feels like such a cool game to play.
And that's when I found you.
That's cool. That's cool, right? And no, it's not the bumper, the badger from Diddy Kong Racing, as someone pointed out. Someone asked me in the comments in one of the videos I posted about it on YouTube. It's not Bumper the Badger. It's a whole new badger. That's not a Nintendo property. This is coming to PC and probably the consoles. You can wishlist it on Steam right now, but not sure whether it's coming to consoles yet, but it should be. It should be. But yeah, it was a standout for me, and obviously the guy who's it's a satirical, very like a meta kind of game, which is the kind of stuff that I'm into. And it looks like Evan Peters, as you saw, the guy who plays Quicksilver in X-Men movies, and what's the other one? Yeah, that dude, and he was also in WandaVision, I think. Yeah, the same guy. He's in it, and it has live action elements to it, which is cool. It's very meta, very satirical, and Yeah, so as the description says here, Bradley, the Badger, is a star of a once popular game franchise, and finds himself hopping through various wink wink worlds like Badger Born, Cyber Badger, and The Last Badger, expected to be released sometime in 2026 for Windows PC. So it looks like it's only coming to PC for now. I- I'm I'm pretty sure if this game ends up being like super good, the way it looks right now, I'm telling you, this will be a like a big hit if they nail the combat and it ends up being really fun and funny. A lot of people will actually play it, which means it'll eventually land on consoles as well. So that could be good news. Um, but yeah, surprise highlight of the event for me was Bradley the Badger. There was another game called For Loop. This was a game made by Bad Robots. And yeah, Bad Robot Games, which is the game studio of J.J. Abrams. And they had an announcement as well, which I can't say I was super hyped about, to be honest.
Welcome
I
back, team.
I,
Now,
I
need
looked
you
at
to
it.
brace
It's
yourselves.
Bad Robot Games.
Earth was invaded.
This is captured on PS5
Lost
with
in less than a
cinematics.
minute.
Captured on PC.
All of this
It kind of looks like
was
a
our
mix
fault.
between like Stranger Things and
We're the only ones left who can fix it. And you
I don't
must
know.
use our machine. The same machine that broke the world.
It's a
to
co-op shooter,
unbreak
so
it. Now,
that's-
I know what
that's
you're
where I
thinking.
kinda
This
got
bloke's
turned
gone
off.
insane. This plan sounds impossible, and we're probably going to die. But
it's a
that's where you're
sci-fi
wrong.
universe.
You're definitely going to die.
Kind of
It's
got
all
like
part
a
of my new plan.
you gotta
Every time you fail, I will use our machine to bring you back.
yeah. So you get cloned again, essentially like a glorified respawn mechanic. That's all it is. You get respawned. Wow. Okay. Um, yeah. I mean, what are the chances of you respawning in a game, which is a co-op shooter, right? So this is a 4-player co-op shooter, which is why I wasn't that interested. The whole premise itself, like the setting, was interesting to me, and it's got this whole respawn thingy showing. Kind of reminded me of Mickey 17 a little bit, and the altars. The altars, it reminded me of that a little bit, but it's essentially just a 4-player co-op shooter. That's all it is, and I can't say I'm hyped for that. At this point, I'm kind of grown wary of co-op shooters. I just don't want more of it, not for a while. So I don't know. This is coming to everything. Do I care about it? Probably not. Probably not. Unfortunately, I know it's got J.J. Abrams behind it. I would have thought with like his direction and with Bad Robots game building, this would be like a narrative focused game, which would have been awesome. It starts off like it would be some sort of like a Stranger Things thing going on, but it's not. It's just a four player co-op shooter. So kind of unfortunate. And we also received the gameplay trailer for Lords of the Fallen 2, which I thought was cool. It was actually fine. It's just more of Lords of the Fallen. If you're interested. What else? We got a Hitman update here. Mila Jovovich is your next Hitman elusive target. So IOI is continuing on their World of Assassination content drops with celebrity cameos. Recently they did one with Eminem and Slim Shady, which was really fun. And the next one is going to be Mila. Patient
Careful.
0.
One touch can be deadly.
yeah, so that's really fun. Very fun that they're doing that. We also had like one of the Bond villains make an appearance were in to tie in with the 007 First Light announcement a couple of months back. That was really cool as well. Uh, so yeah, so if you still playing World of Assassination, or if you haven't played World of Assassination, now is probably a good time to drop in because you can assassinate a Bond villain who's played by Matt Mikkelsen, and you also can now assassinate Eminem and also Patient Zero from Resident Evil. Um, yeah, so yeah, Mila Jovovich is uh, playing the Patient Zero. Well, I'm talking about the Resident Evil movies, not the games. The games are quite different, but yeah. And oh, this one, dude, I did not see this coming at all. Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. This looked fantastic. This looked absolutely mind blowing. Gang of Dragon. This was a world premiere. And this looks fantastic. Look at the detail, man. Detail on their facial expressions. Top notch.
Motherfucker!
Yeah, looks good.
Shinji-song, yeah? Time to settle up.
Yeah, this was pretty badass. This immediately became like an instant hit for me.
Hey, Daiki.
And
When'd you make it back?
Excuse me, sir. Shut your mouth.
All right. Talk soon.
yeah, it's a very short trailer, just 2 minutes long. All it showed was kind of like a long cutscene, but that was very badass. Look at that. Look at that.
Son of a... Fuck it! Just kill him!
I'm scared. I'm scared looking at the dude. I'm like, I don't want to be near you right now. Like, dude, look at him. He's gonna bash the shit out of me, man. Look at it's very threatening. But, it's classic. I think those are like kind of gameplay snippets, in-engine game snippets. Would have liked to see some gameplay along with the trailer, but it was just a world premiere, so they didn't show any gameplay. This might be a while before we can see anything, but yeah, we got Don Lee playing a really badass dude in Gang of Dragon, and this is by Nagoshi Studios, and apparently their first project from the studio. This is also one of the debut games. But yeah, it's you know, they worked on Yakuza games, so this is probably gonna be a similar thing. But we haven't really got any details about it. It could be open world or not. I'm not sure. It could be like very different, just narrative driven game. Or it could be turn based combat like older Yakuza games were. Not sure. Not sure. But it looks fantastic and it set the tone and vibe for the game, and I'm here for it. I'm here for it. We got a spiritual successor to Soma called Ontos. That was cool. John Carpenter's Toxic Commando. This is coming in March, but it's another zombie game. So I'm not sorry. I'm not sure whether I'm super hyped for it, because at this point I'm sort of, like I said, I'm done with co-op shooters, like I'm done, and hero shooters. So I can't say I'm hyped for this. It's got John Carpenter's name attached to it, so that makes it a little bit cool. But it's a zombie game. It's a FPS, much like Left 4 Dead and Back for Blood. It's a very similar vibe. So I didn't really think much of it. It's just the same old stuff that we have seen before. That's it. The Free Shepherd, this was the first game announcement that they had in the event. I thought this was like kind of a cute little cozy game. If I feel like this is the kind of game that I would play on a quiet Saturday or Sunday afternoon, just to get my mind off things. Maybe, I don't know. It'll be like a cute little cozy game. You play as a shepherd. That's cute. Obviously, it's got some fantastic elements to it. So, yeah. Now you get to play as a dog. I mean, we got so many games playing it. You play as cats for the first time. Now you can play as a dog, a shepherd to be specific. But I think that's really cool that it's coming to all the platforms. It's very cool. I don't think it's coming to Nintendo, but it is cool. But you can now play as a dog and spend your time herding sheep and doing some fantastical futuristic alien stuff. Apparently you got some alien monoliths. That's got to be something to do with the story of the game. I don't know, but it looks interesting. So love it. Oh yeah, there was another game called Decrepit, which was a Souls-like game. Some of you might be into that. I thought it was a pretty cool game, but again, we didn't see much. It's a first person. It reminded me a little bit of Elder Scrolls. But I think it might be a little bit more tough. I think it's a little bit more Souls-like. It's got a vibe. I dig the vibe. Oh, yeah. Decrepit. So yeah, that's a cool little game. It's by a solo developer, featuring ghoulish enemies and variety of weapons. It's haven't got a release window, but you can sign up for a playtest if you want. That's cool. But it's really cool that it is a Souls-like coming from a solo developer. That's pretty cool. And it got featured in Game Awards. And there was an audio mech game, which was kind of fun. It's like it's a bit like a mix between Beat Saber and I don't know, like that type of game. I don't normally play these type of games, but yeah, if you're into these type of games, hey, there you go. You got a game like this type, whatever they called, audio mech. Stupid Never Dies, which was a really, I don't know, kind of a weird trailer. I don't know what I thought of it. It's a third-person action game starring a zombie who can transform into what looks like a werewolf and summon other zombies. And it's got a very unique art style, which I kind of dig. I dig it. But so yeah, I don't know. It's a little weird. It's a little weird.
In love, first sight to alone despair. Fiercely blazed my heart, even these frozen air. Dark and cold, the place that's on your face, I fell in love.
And you got a sniper girl. Yeah, it's a whole. It was a whole song. The trailer was a song. It was showing some gameplay-ish stuff. Oh yeah, stupid never die. This is what the gameplay looks like. You play as this zombie guy, you can turn into a werewolf. So is it the girl who turns into the werewolf? I don't know. It's you can summon zombies. Interesting. It's very busy. It's the whole gameplay looks a little too busy for me, so I don't know whether I would play it. But I know there are people who like this kind of stuff, so that's cool. Oh yeah, we got a reveal trailer about the Bond villain in the First Light game, which was cool, and it's this guy, Lenny Kravitz. He's gonna play Boma, who is the Bond villain. He's an unpredictable pirate ruler of the criminal underground in Africa, according to the man himself, who joined the stage to present a vote. Yeah, so. That was pretty good. That was a good highlight. I think First Light is, like I mentioned before, is shaping up to be a pretty promising game, and it looks like they put in a ton of work to make it a good game, and they continue to polish it. So, and they're also very careful and calculated about their marketing strategy and how they're revealing information about the game, which tells me they've got a vision for the game. So yeah, I'm hyped for that game too. I'm hyped for that game. Yeah. What else? Got a sneak peek at the Street Fighter movie, which was cool. Oh, speaking of indie games, there's a stop motion animation game called Out of Words, which I thought was cool. Also, reminded me a little bit of South of Midnight, but I'm not sure whether it plays the same. It looks like there's a whole lot of like hand animation. Don't know whether this is just for the cutscenes.
Can I? I shall give you names. Namey. Name or namey? Yes, Naomi. And you, Bag Boy. Yes, children, I have a feeling. It's a feeling of destiny. Follow me, Naomi and Bag Boy. Destiny awaits.
It's got a bit of heart to it, you know. It's got heart and humor to it, which I really like. Reminded me of It Takes Two. So you play it's a two-person co-op. Very much like It Takes Two. But actually very much like It Takes Two, because It Takes Two is also kind of stop motion too, right? As I remember it. This is in the similar type. Very cool. I really dig that too. Out of Words. We got a Mega Man Dual Override coming in 2027. A new Mega Man game. Haven't really been into Mega Man ever, so don't. It was alright. No. One of the other surprise reveals for me was the third Forest game, which went a little bit like
and now
this.
For something completely unexpected.
Exactly right. It was a little bit unexpected. So you start off with this dude playing chess in what looks like probably a ship. It says Daddy went to space in a little girl drawing. No, boy drawing, I don't know. Little person drawing. And it seems like, you know, as it goes, the ship malfunctions and you're probably gonna end up landing somewhere. Yep, that's right. You landed somewhere full of water and you're trying to get out of the ship. This seems to be the gameplay. It looks pretty nice actually. You got a little hook over your head. I think that's part of your suit that can like grab stuff. There you go. You can grab stuff. You got like alien creatures everywhere. You got gadgets like rolling around. I'm assuming that's yours. And you got some horrifying creatures. Yeah. Humanoid, but horrifying creatures. Got a gun of some sort. Okay, so this looks like a futuristic shooter, right? But it turns out this is the next Forest game. This is Forest 3. That was a surprise for me. The fact that it was a Forest game. So we got Forest 3 announcement. And we got Ace Combat 8 announcement. This might be also a while. It says arriving in 2026 actually, so that's actually quite soon. This is I'm not sure when this is coming. It was just an announcement. This is a sequel to 2024's Sons of Forest, Forest 3. Anyway, Werner Herzog is telling you to wake up for Warframe. Yeah, we got a live action trailer with him in it about Warframe, which was cool. But Warframe is not exactly a new game. It's been around a while. Okay, so my issue with this game, this is the final announcement for the event. High Guard was the final announcement. This is from the creators of Apex Legend and Titanfall. And I was like, okay. Alright. So that's literally how we went. So Jeff Keighley was literally like, okay, here's the final announcement for the night, blah, blah, blah. And it's from the creators of Apex Legends and Titanfall. And as soon as he said that, this is the final reveal? One of their games? Didn't sound right. And just as expected, this was it. We got Paladins 2.
And ride without rest.
That's not what it's called. It's called High Guard.
For coin or for cause.
But you got horse riding and shooting. It's another hero shooter. That's it. It's another hero shooter that's dropping in January, which is quite soon actually. It's only a couple of weeks, a few more weeks to go. But this to me feels like Concord 2 with horses. Do we need another hero shooter for the next year? I don't know whether we needed that. I don't think anybody asked for this, but this was the final announcement and I was very, very disappointed by this actually. Usually the final announcements for Game Awards show is reserved for something very, very big. And this is by Wildlight Studios or something. It's a new studio. It's got the game devs who worked on Apex Legend and Titanfall, yes, but it's a new studio and this is their first game and it's a hero shooter. I don't think anyone cares about this, to be honest, especially given that it's a hero shooter. Nobody wants this right now. So reserving this as the final announcement kind of felt a little bit weird to me. I just didn't think that made sense. I mean, it's fine that they reveal this. This could, surprise everybody and end up being a pretty solid shooter.
I am
But
a warden, and this is my oath.
high guard. Yeah, the problem with hero shooter is being a solid shooter is not enough, which was the same case with Concord. Concord actually was a pretty solid shooter, but nobody wanted it. And it came at a pretty bad time. I think the timing was not right. And the whole, the Guardians of the Galaxy aesthetic, people just didn't dig it. And it just didn't do pretty well because of that. And I feel like this might have the same fate, even though it ends up being a good game, which is very unfortunate. I feel like they could have avoided this whole thing by not showing this as the last trailer, because for the Game Awards, everybody tune into the last of reveal, because last reveal is usually something massive, something like everyone's already kind of hyped about, something expected in a way, like a big reveal of some sort. That's from like a big game developer that you already know. Last year was Naughty Dog's Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet. Made sense. It's Naughty Dog is massive, so revealing their newest IP was a big deal. It was whether you like the game or not, which is, in my opinion, is too early to tell. So if you have an opinion about Intergalactic: The Heretic Prophet, it might be too soon. We haven't even seen the gameplay, so let's wait. Either way, it was from Naughty Dog, one of the big developers, so that was a big reveal. Makes sense. High Guard is by a pretty small development team who formed a new studio, haven't done anything, and it's a co-op hero shooter that looks like Paladins 2 in first person with horses. That's what it looks like. So I don't know if that deserved the last announcement slot in the event. Makes me feel a little weird. It gives me a bit of an icky feeling, I feel like they might have been paid. They might have paid for the spot, maybe. I don't know. But I think having this being revealed as the last game announcement might have actually affected the game's marketing and hype a little bit. I mean, a lot as well. So Jeff might have effectively killed this game before it even launched. Don't know. I think that could have been avoided if they put Fate of the Old Republic or the Divinity, which was the biggest hype leading up to the event. With the statue, they made a huge deal about it. They could have waited to reveal that as the last thing. That would have been fine. That would have been actually really cool, because then the people were like, oh, when is this mystery thing getting revealed, blah blah blah. And then it turns out it's Divinity, which is made by it's Larian Studios game. People know they're cooking because it's they absolutely annihilated with Baldur's Gate 3, so they know it's going to be a good game. It's well respected at this point. They have proved themselves. So that would have been a big reveal. They could have done that last, and that would have been awesome. Either that or Old Republic, Fate of the Old Republic. I think those two would have been my contenders to do the last big reveal. Now that we've seen the last reveal, those two probably were the two biggest one other than the Tomb Raider ones. So, yeah, weird. It's so weird. It's such a weird. If they just reshuffled the order, they would have avoided the drama attached to High Guard right now. But, yeah, that's what we're getting. That was the big reveal at the end of the show, unfortunately. Anyway, so those are my thoughts with the Game Awards show and all the announcements and what I think so far. We got what I'm hyped for right now is Bradley the Badger, Fate of the Old Republic, Star Wars Galactic Racer, the Fate of the Old Republic, Divinity, definitely, and Tomb Raider games. Tomb Raider games definitely another one, and yeah, those are I think my top most anticipated games based on the reveals, the first time reveals. Oh, sorry, Gang of Dragon is also one of them. Gang of Dragon, 100%. Gang of Dragon. Phantom Blade Zero, maybe, I'm not sure. But also, oh, sorry, I've also forgot another one. Nolo is also another one of those games. But the thing is, since I haven't seen a lot of the gameplay yet, it's hard for me to decide. But they're on my radar right now. I will give you guys an update as the time goes by and we get to hear and see more information about these games. Things might change, but for right now, those are definitely on my list of games to play and to watch out. So yeah. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what your favorite reveals were and what you're hyped the most about from the Game Awards show. Okay, so let's before we move on to we got a marathon deep dive video to check out, but before we move on to that, I want to talk about this. There's apparently a new Alien game in development. This was an exclusive article dropped by Insider Gaming, which I spotted today while I was doing some, game-related reading. I came across this, and they're saying that they have learned that a new game based on the Alien franchise is back in development. So, according to sources, this new Alien title, it's going to be a single-player arcade survival horror type game, and essentially like you're trying to survive being aboard a decaying space station, very similar to the Alien Isolation, I assume, but it's a little bit more arcadey, I think. And you'll have to evade a mix of xenomorphs and spec ops units in yeah, it's kind of similar to like Shadow of the Tomb Raider with xenomorphs. that's what they're saying. So yeah, I don't know what to make of that. This is the article. This is what they're saying. Let me just try to. There you go. So this game, which has been in the works since at least 2020 under a variety of names, and was even first reported on by Insider Gaming in November 2022. What was once codenamed Marathon, okay, and not Bungie's Marathon, and others that Insider Gaming promised not to share to protect sources, was believed to be dead for a few years. It had switched developers multiple times, but recent documents dated from earlier this year show that the current studio working on Alien is Eidos Montreal. That's interesting because Eidos Montreal, as you know, went through a series of layoffs, and they've been shrinking for the most part of the year. And they also announced they have more layoffs coming soon, which is affecting all their studios. So they're in a bit of a weird spot. But it's interesting to learn that they're making Shadow of the Tomb Raider mixed with Xenomorphs Alien game. I mean, it could work. When it comes to gameplay, it planned to have a mix of combat, platforming, and puzzles. Players will need to rely on stealth, resource management, and problem solving, with puzzles ranging from repairing machinery to cracking codes. And during combat, enemies won't just rush blindly. The AI is designed to adapt and react to whatever tactics you use. Okay. And okay, that's what they're saying.
Insider Gaming has learned that a new
this is the snippet from
Alien game is officially back in development, and after years of uncertainty, it looks like the project is finally on solid ground again. How's it going, everyone? Mike Straw here, senior editor of Insider Gaming, and sources say that this new title is a single-player arcade-style survival horror game set on a decaying space station. Players will be trying to outsmart both Xenomorphs and Spec Ops units, with one person familiar with the build comparing it to Shadow of the Tomb Raider with Xenomorphs. Now, this project has had quite the journey. Development dates to at least back to 2020, and Insider Gaming even first reported on it back in November of 22. It's gone through multiple names at this point, including one early codename of Marathon, and at one point many believed the entire game had been scrapped. But new documents earlier this year show that not only is it alive, it's currently being developed by Eidos Montreal. When it comes to gameplay, expect a mix of combat, platforming, and puzzles. Players will need to rely on stealth, resource management, and problem solving, with puzzles ranging from machinery repair to cracking codes. And during combat, the enemies won't just blindly rush in. The AI is designed to adapt and react to whatever tactics you use. Documents also outline the 3 characters you'll meet in the game. The main character, Aubrey, is an engineer who uses tools like grappling hooks and magnetic boots to get around the map and complete puzzles. There's also Ryuzo, who's taken over parts of the station and seems positioned as an antagonist.
He's just reading the article, but yeah. So main character Aubrey is an engineer who has the ability to use items like grappling hooks and magnetic boots. So it looks like it's a little bit more fast-paced than Isolation was, by the sound of it. Yeah, it's interesting that it's back in development. The early budget for the game is less than 75 million, but it's higher than the early budget of 30 million from a few years ago. It's also slated for release in 2028 for all the major platforms. Emphasize that the game is still in early development and that the date along with other games detail. Okay, so it looks like they might have gone back and forth a little bit and finally rebooted the whole development cycle, and they're sort of starting from scratch. That's what it sounds like to me. Not a bad thing, but Shadow of the Tomb Raider with Xenomorphs sounds interesting. But is it going to be good? Not sure. Not sure. We'll just have to wait and see. But that's it. We got a new Alien game coming from Eidos Montreal. That could be something. Could be something. Yeah. Anyway. So before we move on to, I saw this interesting little tweet from Jeff Keighley. Where is it? Where the hell? Oh, there. So Jeff Keighley tweeted this, saying, "Thanks for watching the Game Awards. How would you grade this year's show?" It has 38.9% saying D or below, which is the worst rating. Only 15% saying A, and 24% saying B. So, okay, second rating, 21.4% saying C, but overwhelming 38.9% saying D. So that's interesting. That's interesting. So that's actually providing some insight into how this Game Awards show received. And I mean, it had like very impressive viewership by what people are reporting, and but despite all the viewership, it's getting 38.9% of D rating, which is the lowest rating from the poll from Jeff Keighley. This is very much in contrast to the last year's show, in which you had 44.4% rated it as A, and only 16.1% gave it a D or lower. So, and that's based on total of 183,000 votes at the time of writing. And Keely's latest poll has 276,000 votes, with only 16.8% voting for A at the time, but it's actually grown a little bit higher now. It's actually not grown higher. It's gone lower. It's now gotten only 15.1% rating A and 38.9% rating D. So crazy. Doesn't seemingly affect the show's popularity though, because it looks like at the time of this article by Insider Gaming, where they're talking about this, it had 1.3 million live concurrent views. That's a lot. A lot of people tuned in, and that's not including all the co-streams. A lot of people were co-streaming that. Hundreds of thousands of people were co-streaming that, and they each would have gained more views as well. So a lot of people definitely watched that. It's yeah, and funny thing is the Synth Potatoes comment on the comment on the thread to Jeff Keighley. He commented, "What exactly were y'all smoking when you decided a free-to-play hero shooter was a worthy show closer, bro? The final hour of the show was seriously badly paced and lacked any exciting moments. It badly needed a final surprise. The other 2 hours were great though." I actually share this sentiment. I mean, essentially, this is it. This is it. That's right. You got Fate of the Old Republic, fire. Divinity, fire. Tomb Raider, I would include in this, fire. And Resident Evil, fire. And then you got Old Guard announcement. It's complete BS. So yeah, this is, I mean, yeah, this is essentially the entire Game Awards show in a nutshell. You got Expedition 33 award, anime game, Miss Piggy, and hero shooter. That's it. This is why people are rating it bad. It's the pacing. I think it's the pacing. Like I told you before, if they had if they had shuffled it a little bit, like the first half was actually really exciting with all the cool announcements with Divinity, Resident Evil, Tomb Raider games, and Fate of the Old Republic. They were all really exciting announcements. Met that's worth of Game Awards show. And then the second half was completely boring. I was literally getting bored. If you watch my stream, you'll literally see like I'm starting to fall asleep a little bit because there was nothing going on. Even when the awards were getting announced, it's just Expedition 33 keep winning the awards. It was just nothing. And then you just wrap it up with a free-to-play hero shooter that's coming in January, which is not what people want. It's nothing exciting about that. It's seen that a million times over. So yeah, it's very that's why final reveal of the show is supposed to be something so big and so worth to be the final reveal that it leaves you satisfied and talking about it. And it's the last impression of the event. You have to wrap it up with satisfying thing, and that's what leaves the impression. And you didn't do that, and that's why people are rating it bad. It wasn't the worst thing. Like, you actually had some exciting moments, but the way you just handled the second half is what left people feeling bored and uninteresting, and that's the lasting impression, and that's why they're getting bad ratings. Makes sense. Look at this. Jeff Keighley, always up on stage like, "This is the biggest game I've ever had the privilege to reveal. This is going to blow your mind, and I'm terrified life will never be the same after it." And then the game looks like this. How much did you get paid for this, bro? Yeah. Possibly the worst ending TGA of all time. I don't know. Yeah. It's crazy. It is crazy. Kind of a very very uninteresting ending, and that's why it's getting bad ratings. Makes sense, man. Makes sense. This poll makes total sense. Anyway, I thought that was interesting and worth talking about. Emperor Zavid, what's up, bro? Kind of too late, man. I've been here since 7 o'clock. You tuned in too late. I've already done talking about the Game Awards and everything. So, yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. Where have you been? Were you sleeping the whole time? Oh, man. You were sleeping, weren't you? I have a feeling you might have been sleeping. Either you were sleeping or you were watching TV. One of the two things. Well, you're gonna have to rewind back and watch it because I already talked about it. Already talked about it, bro. Emperor Zavid. Bro. Emperor Zavid. Emperor Zavid telling me to do the new Diablo story. Already done it, man. Already done it. All right. All right. Well, I was going to talk about Resident Evil next because there was I thought the Resident Evil reveal was really interesting. Very, very interesting. Because we finally got to see Leon Kennedy returning to this game, which I can't say was a total surprise. People were expecting. People were expecting. But according to what Jeff has said, you got Grace Ashcroft that you play as your main character. This girl.
Might be unrelated, but he disappeared near where the fifth body
And then you have
ties to.
you have Leon Kennedy returning from Resident Evil 9. I'm gonna kick Emperor Zavid is freaking you. You chose the name. You chose the name, bro.
Welcome. Dr. Gideon has been expecting you.
It's Leon. There he is. The dude is back, and he's aged like fine wine, as you can see. But bro's still kicking ass, Much better. There he is. So, according to what Jeff Keighley had said about the game, Resident Evil, you got like stealth, your classic Resident Evil type gameplay where you get, chased by monsters and whatever. That part and the investigative part is played by, you play as Grace. And then you have bombastic action sequences that are played by Leon Kennedy. So it almost like two sections to the game where you sort of switch back and forth between the two characters. Oh, there you are. Got Ali Productions back, bro. That's it. So yeah. So you got those two two protagonists now in the game, which is awesome. But what's interesting is this article that they pretty much posted yesterday about the game director saying the Resident Evil Requiem is almost like having two games. I'm assuming that's what they're referring to. Resident Evil Requiem director has arrived with new details about the upcoming title. They have kept a lot of stuff under wraps since Resident Evil Requiem was revealed. with Leon Kennedy being playable as the biggest secret of them, which is now revealed. Now that Leon has been officially confirmed, he has revealed how the gameplay of both characters contrast. So, according to what it says here, Resident Evil Requiem 2's Leon and Grace sections are almost equally split. During a new interview with Automaton, Resident Evil Requiem director Akifumi Nakanishi, I'm so sorry about that butchering of the name, spoke about Leon and Grace's gameplay along with other details. Nakanishi's first revealed that in terms of gameplay, Grace and Leon's playable sections are almost equally split. Leon isn't well suited to horror, hence his sections focus on intense adrenaline pumping action. Grace has the scarier sections, and the devs are really emphasizing the difference in their experiences this time. I think that kind of makes sense from a gameplay perspective, to be honest. Leon, if you have played all the Resident Evil games, he where the rest, before Resident Evil switched to the more horror focused gameplay with, you got your big baddie chasing you. It has like bombastic action sequences, like very thrilling when you played as Leon Kennedy. And I think to bring him back to this game and have the gameplay styles be different when you play as Leon and when you play as Grace is a very smart move, because I think it'll complement the gameplay styles and also like complement the pacing of the game, where you break up like you play as Grace and it's like an exhausting section where you're getting chased and you're doing some investigation and it's very scary. Break it up by playing as Leon and like a pretty much a badass with a gun just shooting everything in sight. Break it up a little bit and make you feel a little comfortable and drop you back on Grace's feet playing the scary section again. I think that'll have a complementing pace with the two different gameplay styles. So I think that kind of makes sense. It's a smart move, but if you don't do it right, it could actually end up feeling very weird also. Like kind of can be immersion breaking, but I don't think they'll go there. They've been making these games forever, so they should be able to get it right. There it is. It says, Nakanishi explains that the two experiences are almost like having two games with completely different types of tension. Players would feel like jumping into a cold bath and sitting in a hot sauna, he said while laughing. The director also revealed that Leon's chapters are where the players will feel safer and scared again when Grace comes back on. It is consciously designed horror structure. Well, that's exactly what I said. There you go. So I think that's very interesting. I admit I haven't played all the Resident Evil games, and my brother is very adamant that I play the Resident Evil games because they're all interconnected and the stories are great. He even gave me his copy of Resident Evil Village for me to play. And I'm sorry, bro, if you're watching this, I still haven't played it. I'm so sorry, but I'm going to. I'm really going to. Really going to. Don't mention your brother. I don't know. Yeah. He's not showing up to the streams, man. But he does check out my shorts sometimes. Bro's not an active listener, unfortunately. Bro's busy, I'll it's alright. But yeah, I haven't played the game, but I think I might actually jump into Village and play that game and catch up before Requiem drops, because I feel like I want to play that game. Shiny. Dude, it's shiny, not shiny. What are you saying? It's shiny. Shiny sister. That's how you say it. Deal with it. All right. I'll deal with it. All right. Anyway, bro, I think I'm gonna start with something that you might be interested in because you know what they did. They dropped a deep dive video. We got a today's deep dive video to look at. Um, Buckle up because this is actually 22 minutes long, so it's gonna be a fun ride. You'll be here for at least I'm gonna be talking about this for at least half an hour, so you better buckle up and not move from wherever you are because we're gonna be talking about this. This is about Marathon. Marathon just finally dropped yeah, it does make so much sense. I talked about this. It it only makes sense. Since it's a reboot, yeah, 100%. That's obviously why they named it. And I think also it's because it's not only because it's a reboot, but I think it's a revisiting of the game. So I think in that sense, resyncs make more sense as well because I think the way they're going to make the remake, they're going to plan it out, the modern sections, to feel like they are revisiting Edward Kenway's story rather than like a doing the whole story again of per se. Like I think canonically you'll have your Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag as is, and then you'll have your Assassin's Creed Black Flag resynced as a separate thing, where in which the modern day person, which is you, are canonically revisiting Edward Kenway's story with like a more futuristic and evolved animus technology. I think that's what they're gonna go for it, and that's probably why they're calling it resynced. That's my hope for the game, and if they do that, that would be cool because especially because they're removing the modern day parts from the original game. If they're removing the modern day parts, I'm assuming they're gonna put something back in terms of modern day to explain the remake. So that's what I'm hoping. Maybe. I'm just hopeful. I don't know. What do you think? What do you think? Do you think that's something? That's one of the reasons why they did that. If it is, that would be pretty freaking cool, man. Pretty freaking cool. Still waking up. Oh yeah, he was. Dude, I actually haven't played the game in so long. I actually forgot. And I don't want to play the game now, even though this is really making me want to play it again. But now I'm gonna wait. Now that I know it's coming, I'm gonna wait so I can just play the remake. So yeah, hopefully they don't fuck it up. Yeah, we're playing tonight, 100%. After the live, we're gonna play. But let's watch this. Let's watch this because this is finally Marathon. Bungie is coming out detailing the vision of Marathon. All this time, we had no freaking clue what they were doing with Marathon, and they sort of went underground and didn't say anything. And because when they had the reveal for the Marathon, it got so much backlash, and they were like, okay, hold up. They just went quiet and then went to reassess, and now they have dropped a 22-minute long video showcasing the vision for Marathon. So let's dig in and see what they're saying because I want to know what the heck is this about and what they have changed. Destiny 2 ripoff? No, it's not the Destiny 2 ripoff. It's a completely new IP from Bungie, which could either be good or really shit. 22 minutes of shit to tear apart. And also, yes, I will be streaming AC Black Flag Remake. 100%, bro. 100%. I really hope they shadow drop it, though. I really want them to shadow drop. I don't want to know it's coming. I just want them to be like, hey, it's here, just play it. Anyway, let's drop in. Oh, well, here's my deck. Here it is.
Players want
Bungie.
more challenge. The whole point of an extraction shooter is that you're
Oh.
challenged to even survive in this world.
We heard loud and clear from the alpha. The world didn't feel dangerous. The world didn't feel
Yeah.
lived.
Okay. You know what? All right. Okay. Pause. Okay. Zavid, brother, you have to know this. Okay. As a marketer, and well, now that I have a YouTube channel and I'm streaming, if they have a long marketing cycle, this would actually benefit me a lot. Okay. A lot. Because I would have so much content to cover. It would give me so much more content to talk about, which would be amazing. But I know if they start marketing the game, it's more time for people to pick it apart, and then like, you know, people will start literally picking it apart, and then, you know, nitpicking on everything. And you know, Ubisoft, it will just go to shit, and the product will end up not selling as well. This is why Oblivion sold so well, because they shadow dropped it. Nobody knew it was coming. Well, we kind of had an idea, but you didn't know when. Okay, and it just got shadow dropped, and people just jumped in and played and had a good time with it. Nobody had time to pick apart trailers and gameplay videos to actually nitpick and start complaining about it. Because of that, and nobody had time to like watch other people complain about it and form opinions about it. Because of that, Oblivion Remastered actually sold really well, and it worked. So Assassin's Creed Remake will also work the same way if they shadow drop it, because if you leave it for people to pick apart and start complaining, and for other people to also watch these, you know, streamers and YouTubers like myself making content and watching it and form their own opinions, it would lead to the game not doing enough, you know, not doing well. So I think the best strategy for Ubisoft is to shadow drop it in order to sell the game well. Best strategy for me would be for them to have a long marketing cycle so I can cover content. But I'm just saying from their perspective, it would be better for them. Me and my freaking shadow drops. Yeah, man. 100%. You know it. Sorry, I didn't see what you said. I can't see it on my chat. Okay. Anyway, what is the line? I didn't hear about the line. Wait, let me go back. You distracted me. Is this the line?
Right.
You should not be here.
We want to marry the classic Bungie game feel, where you are blasting stuff.
Hang on.
In the face, and it feels amazing with the sort of high tension of the survival genre.
Is it here?
If you want good loot,
Hang on. Did I miss it? I think I missed it.
Clear from the alpha. The world didn't feel dangerous. The world didn't feel lived in.
Is it here? Impact.
Tal City 4 to us is this place that really doesn't want you there. And that sort of survival narrative really fits really well with the kind of world that we're creating.
The world needs to feel like there is something sinister underneath the surface, even when the colors are really bright.
You should not be here.
We want to marry the classic Bungie game feel, where you are blasting stuff in the face.
Wait, did I miss it again? What the hell, bro?
There. And that sort of survival narrative really fits really well with the kind of world that we're creating.
Is it further back?
The world
or am I on
needs
the right
to
track?
feel like there is something sinister under.
Oh, is it this one? The sword who severed what?
Underneath the surface, even when the colors are really bright.
You should not be.
Okay, I'll go from the start. Hey, I missed this one. Oh, here we go again. Here we go again.
Players
Bungie.
want more challenge. The whole point of an extraction shooter is that you're challenged to even survive in this world.
Oh, this one. Fear is the disease. Rest now. Cured. What? Fear is the disease. Rest now. Cured. Bro, I think that might be some AI slop.
We heard loud and clear from the alpha.
No idea what
the
that
world
means.
didn't feel dangerous.
Dude, hang on. What is this?
We heard loud and
What's that
clear
scope?
from the alpha.
Look at this scope. That is a weird freaking scope. So distracting. This is so freaking unnecessary, dude. What in the hell? That is so annoying looking, bro. I would not use that scope.
The world didn't feel dangerous.
Nope.
The world didn't feel lived in.
Tau Ceti 4 to us is this place that really doesn't want you there. And that sort of survival narrative really fits really well with the kind of world that we're creating.
The world needs to feel like there is something sinister underneath the surface, even when the colors are really bright.
If it was a thermal,
You should not be
yeah, thermal is fine,
You
but
wanna
I don't
marry
want the
the classic
distracting
Bungie
lines
game
around
feel,
it. Like
where
that
you are
doesn't add to
blasting stuff in
anything.
the face and it feels
It's just like random lines around the scope. That doesn't give you any information or adds to anything.
amazing with the sort of high tension
Just all it's
of the
doing is
survival genre.
distracting. Okay, that's a good scope. This is a good scope. Oh shit. This one. Oh shit. What am I doing? Never mind. I just restarted the game. Just
It's
go
the
back
things
there.
that they left behind.
The modern race to Tau Ceti all started when a mysterious signal came through the galaxy.
The turmoil that sort of ensues gives rise to all these corporations
Sorry, bro.
that were invested in this marathon project.
Alright, let's keep going.
Now going, what happened? How do we...
No, you were still here. You were still here. You were still here,
The
sorry.
game works and sort of how tense it is. I think all those things work together really well.
I'm so distracted by these scopes. Look at this scope. I'm so distracted by these scopes, man.
You have another rook. Come on, stop that. No. Sorry.
Look at it. Scopes look so weird, man. Marathon. Somewhere in the heavens.
The Marathon ship is essentially a ship that we sent out from Earth, an Earth that was overpopulated, to explore and colonize a star far away that we call Tau Ceti. In a lot of ways, it's like the tale of humanity trying to go out into the dark void of space, find a place to colonize, and failing terribly at it.
Everyone's gone, something catastrophic happened, and it's not just their absence that's important, it's the things that they left behind.
The modern race to Tau Ceti all started when a mysterious signal came through the galaxy.
The turmoil that sort of ensues gives rise to all these corporations that were
Campaign.
invested in this marathon.
Dude, I'm sorry to break it to you. I don't think this has a campaign. This is a co-op shooter. I think very specifically this might be extraction shooter.
Marathon project. Now going,
Yeah.
what happened? How do we recoup our investment?
And then layered on top of that is the greed and corruption of all of the different
I'm out.
factions and corporations and revolutionary
Yeah, me too.
groups.
Me too. But the thing is, they are claiming that they have gone back and fixed a lot of the problems since the first reveal trailer. That's why they're dropping this video. So I want to know what they fixed, man.
In our version
So
of the
far-
world, we send people out.
Okay. Ooh. That scope again. What is that? What is that, dude? What is this scope?
World, we send people out.
What's
not
wrong-
just
what's wrong
discover
with
what
this
happened,
scope
but
in this
also to
game?
collect from the things that.
Dude, The guns in this game look like they're built out of like a Minecraft blocks.
Remain there, and those people are
They're so
runners.
blocky.
As a runner, you're a biocybernetic mercenary who's traded their human body
Fortnite gloves.
for a
Yeah.
biosynthetic one.
You're not an unkillable.
Yeah, they're very
gunslinger.
colorful.
You are a mercenary, a disposable mercenary. You will live, you will die.
They are not people. You are the person. You go into that shell and adopt the personality matrix.
So this is some Avatar crap. You play as a shell of a person, like in Avatar.
It is specifically designed to help you do the thing that you need to do. And you've been hired by these factions to come to Tau Ceti to scavenge it for anything that might be of value.
As a runner, you've left your body behind. You've traveled light years so that you can have access to the ultimate payday.
With extraction shooters, it is all about survival. There are other
Extraction
people who
shooters.
want the same things that you want, and it's up
Yeah.
to you to best them.
So far, the only nice thing.
But there's quite.
I mean, okay, it's Bungie, so the shooting, I'm assuming, does feel pretty nice, you know, like Destiny type shooting.
Where
That's
you're
what it looks like to
listening
me.
for the
But the
anticipation
scopes
of
are kind of weird.
Could
Most
there
of
be
the
another
scopes
kill in the distance?
really turning me off.
Did I just hear a gunshot? Did I hear AI just alert?
Yeah. It feels very Destiny style shooting, which is nice. I'm pretty sure the shooting is not going to be an issue
And
in the
then
game.
there's the loud bombastic action moments where the minute something is alerted, the minute you're in that fight, now it's go time. Players particularly pose a lot of danger to you. They can make a lot of decisions that you might find illogical and completely trick you into scenarios.
Right.
Sometimes the best loot box is another player that you see along the run.
Oh.
So there's a few different ways you can play the game. So one of them is you can play in crew, both with your friends and also through crew fill, which will just match you with 2 other players. You can play solo,
Okay.
and you'll jump into a game with a bunch of other solo players.
In solo, I think the stakes are a bit higher, right? You have only yourself to rely on.
You still have proc strat, so you can call out to other solos, but you
Oh,
know,
yeah.
you are playing a tense alliance.
Okay, that's interesting. So they have turned on proximity chat. I remember when they revealed the game, they said they're not going to include proximity chat because that's not part of the vision. And people were giving them so much shit for that because, like, in this day and age, not having proximity chat is kind of a weird choice, especially for an extraction shooter like this, because you kind of have to rely on your buddies to pull it off. So if you can't talk to them, that's weird, right? So I guess they finally went back on their word and decided to do proximity chat. I gotta talk about it, man. Gotta talk about it.
Alliance game where it's really up to them whether or not they decide to honor or respect that alliance you might have created.
It's all about figuring out what's your investment, what's your stake, when to get in, when to get out, and when to kill the other guy. Being good at Marathon is like playing poker with guns.
Okay. Poker with guns.
One of the things we've really focused on is making sure the
Oh, yeah.
environments are
There
selling
you
the
go.
tone we want to hit with the game.
We've brought a little bit of groundedness, a little bit of grit, a little bit of darkness, a little bit of that mood that kind of is
Battlefield 6
necessary
is
for an
awesome,
extraction
dude.
shooter to feel dangerous.
Our biggest goal has always been player immersion.
We're trying
Hey!
to keep every.
It's so weird. Did you see that shot? That shot feels. Look. You brought a little bit of Destiny 2, mate. Doesn't this look like straight out of a Destiny 2 shot? This screams Destiny 2 to me. So weird. Definitely got Destiny 2 DNA in this. But it's just the extraction shooter part that's turning me off, man.
Trying to keep everything as believable and realistic as possible.
So we cranked up all the material responses, feel accurate, feel realistic. You know, you'll get gloss, you'll get crud and mud. And no one of those things is all that sexy, but when you layer in just a little bit more, you know, response.
Extraction shooter is kind of like, yeah, extracting someone or extracting something. It's like, you know, Rainbow Six Siege similar fashion. Like you gotta work with your team to get into, like, drop into a position and like do something, like complete a mission or like a bunch of missions and then get out. Well, it's not always extracting something or someone in the sense. Extracting means like you gotta drop in and get out. How do I explain? It's something like Helldivers 2, where you drop in, you complete a series of missions. Sometimes you do extract stuff, and then you have to exfil before time runs out. I think that's the core gameplay loop here as well. You gotta drop in, finish your missions, and get out. That's what I'm assuming.
To light, a little bit more responsive to the player. Things will part, water will pool. Layer in all these different things, the world becomes much more alive. It feels like a real place, and then when you're feeling like a real place and you feel in danger, now your run matters.
I look back at some of the alpha shots, and it's kind of hard to tell when it's sunny or when it's rainy. Weather feels like weather now. But like when it's sunny, you get this really nice like bleaching effect. It feels bright. It feels like warm when it's sunny now. I feel like we're just
wow, they fixed the weather. That's good to know. I mean, weather can be so tricky, y'all. Especially when to tell sunny and rainy apart in games. It's gotten so much trickier these days. You know, it's so hard to tell rainy and sunny apart. I mean, rainy and sunny apart. Developers and players struggle alike with weather these days. So I'm so glad they fixed it. So glad they fixed it. I'm not being sarcastic at all.
celebrating that color so much more. I think it just contributes to the whole effect.
So we have dead bodies in the game now. We also have like decay on the runners themselves. Like you'll.
Oh, you got dead bodies in the game? Wait, what? What am I hearing? You have dead bodies in the game, and now you can see the dead bodies decay. And what? Okay.
Actually see them fall apart. We're actually dropping the body. The body stays there, and the body slowly decays over time as you loot it.
So when you come into...
Dude, I feel like that's such an important piece of information that we just uncovered about the game. I think it really adds to the immersion, you know? It's really adds to the immersion. Like, you have to see the dead bodies. Like, okay, listen close. You have to see the dead bodies in the game. Especially if you have killed the guy, you have to see the dead body. I mean, come on. And what's interesting is you're gonna see the guy decaying in front of you as you loot the dude. Like you just killed. That's awesome. I think that level of detail in an extraction shooter, that is a co-op online shooter, you have to see the dead bodies decaying in front of you. Like, if you don't see that, it's gonna break the immersion. Like, I mean, are you even sure whether you killed the guy at this point? Like, what if you just kill the guy and it just like disappears and all you see is just a bunch of loot in front of you? That would suck. I don't know, but I'm glad that they keep the dead bodies, man.
A room and you see a bunch of carnage, but you see one body is still pristine, you know that their killer is probably close, and you are not safe.
Oh, okay. So you know if the dead body is fresh, there's a guy somewhere nearby. Okay, you know what? Okay, all the shits and giggles aside, kind of a cool mechanic. You see a fresh body, you know the guy's nearby and it's a fresh kill. That could be effective. Or a complete gimmick. I don't think this has been an issue in extraction shooters so far. But Anyway.
Everybody is just a messy goop.
Yes.
You're probably okay.
Audio is a huge gameplay component in Marathon. Every sound plays a function.
Oh. Yeah, nice. Would I give it the Audio Design Award? Based on what I just heard? Please tell me. Yeah. As long as I can hear footsteps, I'm good to go, man. Good to go. Is it the footsteps I'm hearing? Yeah. You hear it.
Footsteps tell players
You
everything.
hear the footsteps. Footsteps confirmed. Footsteps confirmed.
It's telling you what is the type of threat that's around you. Where are they at? Are they above you? Are they far away? Are they close by? So if I'm in bioresearch and I hear a particular material type, I know, hey, they're on the second floor and they're in this room. Our hero is the world. So we're constantly trying to figure out where can music help reinforce what is the vibe and
Our
intent of
hero
this
is the
place.
world.
There was the discussion about the interaction between score and sound design. And I wanted to create a score that wasn't...
Hey! Alright, the video's doing it then. Video's doing it. Your interest has gone up 0.000000001%. I'll take it. I'll take it, man. I mean, I still have absolutely no interest in this game, still. Not a game that I'm gonna buy. Oh, I don't think this is a free-to-play. I think you have to buy this game. Unless they make it a free-to-play game, not interested.
And just like...
Although, hey, take what I say with a grain of salt, because I don't know if they confirm that or not.
full of instruments you've heard before. The job was, how can I make what I'm seeing, this race to survival, even more nervous and even more terrifying or even more thrilling?
Yeah, this gotta be a free-to-play game. If you're asking money for this game, hell no, man. It's an extraction shooter. You couldn't be asking people money for this shit. Makes no sense. I mean, Destiny is free. What? Ooh, music. Hang on. I have a question.
Thrilling.
You know how he's like doing just because he's wiggling his finger, does that wiggle the note? Because he's using a synthesizer or like a keyboard. I don't think that affects your wiggling of the finger affects the note. I don't think that's how it works. I might be wrong.
We have 4 zones, and each one of those zones has its own sort of approach to kind of level design and what it asks players to kind of think about and do. You're going to start with perimeter. You're kind of on the outskirts of the colony. It's a little more spread out. You got a little bit more areas to be safe and to sneak around, but it's also a little more straightforward.
It really brings this sense of scale.
It's all one planet.
It sits like in our fantasy as expansion site for the colony on the very edges of where they had.
It ain't Destiny, bro. You're not planet hopping. This is just one place. You're just running in one place. It's a marathon.
Settled on Tau Ceti. UESC are also there trying to understand what has happened and secure the area. Death is a part of Marathon. It happens a lot, even on perimeter, which we talk about as a more friendly zone to new runners. You are still gonna die a lot.
You're gonna die a lot. That's so interesting. You're gonna die a lot. Yeah, pieces moving around. Yep.
Attention, unauthorized runner.
It is very Destiny. It's definitely got some Destiny DNA. Even like the enemies dropping. It's very Destiny-like. But
was
it's
really
the
important to us
gameplay
that the
I'm
UESC were
concerned
not
about.
trivial to fight.
When you face them on Tau Ceti as a runner, you are the outlaw. You are trespassing.
They have a little bit of this haunted tone. So you can see they have this floating locomotion, they get these sparks, they have these sigils over their faces. Sometimes their behavior feels almost like they're possessed a little bit, like are they taking in commands from a remote AI?
Okay.
The elite tier is sort of like this dark blue. The mini boss tier is more like a lilac. The boss tier is just going to be dipped in red.
Lilac.
They have these
That's so
tendrils that latch out
precise.
and leech onto you and start sucking away at your consciousness.
Bro, we got Dementors in this game? What? You got robot Dementors in the game. That is... Did you hear what she said?
They have these tendrils that latch out and leech onto you and start sucking away at your consciousness.
So it's like a Dementor slash... what's the word? What's the word? What is it? What are those things from... what are those things? Like the little tiny alien creatures from Alien, like the things that latch onto your face and sucks the soul out of you. Xenomorphs or whatever. It's a hybrid. Oh, jeez. Okay.
You're getting into marsh, you're starting to understand something bad happened here, and you're seeing signs of that in a way that wasn't apparent on perimeter.
On Dire Marsh, we've got the anomaly, and it's this strange alien entity that has erupted up out of the ground.
You're really feeling signs that this is more of an epicenter of where things went wrong on this colony.
It's got a different style of gameplay. It's more like a central complex that is rich with overlapping areas and regions that you can find yourself kind of bleeding from one encounter to another.
It's a great map to go in when you just want some action, and you're gonna need somewhere to farm.
Each map has different weather systems. It has different dynamic events that can happen.
Different
and
maps.
The approach to them is never going to be consistent.
One of the needs that the design team thought that we should have is more challenging PvE activities.
Each of our zones has these bigger events that don't happen every session, but when they do happen, you'll know they're happening.
Okay.
Building these types of events into the world shake up your run and make you decide, like, what do you want to risk?
Okay, so this is not unlike when you do like a mission run in Destiny 2, I believe. Like you drop into a map. I guess it's just one planet, but you have different maps that you drop into with your crew, and you just like run the area, and you have like all these random events happening and shit like that. So I guess in a way it is kind of like Destiny in that sense, but it's still unclear though. Still unclear.
Get to Outpost. An outpost is a more functional, thriving UESC facility. There's scan drones flying overhead, the UESC's everywhere, there's tripwires, there's a weather hazards. It's a lot of stuff you're up against from the get-go.
Outpost is a smaller map, but it's also a lot more vertical. It's built around a specific building that we call the pinwheel.
This is just this meat grinder of a structure that's like a corkscrewed building.
I'll turn it off.
Nooks and crannies and hallways, and it just becomes a real cluster when you're in there fighting.
Okay.
The floor is raised on Outpost and nothing is free. The pinwheel hosts some of the best loot opportunities.
But it's noisy, players are going to know you're doing it, so there's extra risks.
Dungeons, bro. Given the futuristic settings, I don't think
The
it'll
character
have
you're going to spend
dungeons,
the most
man.
time with is the
But I
zone.
think it would have like similar mission runs to dungeons, but not particularly dungeons by the look of it. I don't know. I'm still very confused as to what to expect
Understanding
from
each
this game.
personality of every zone. That's the storytelling every player gets.
Like they're
Every
saying
time
a lot
you're
of
on the
shit,
planet,
but
you can look up and see the ship floating and looming in the skybox, reminding you of why this place even exists, but also reminding you that something up happened here.
yeah,
And you gotta figure out
that's
what
it.
it was.
That's it. Why the heck people have to keep going back to play it? That's what I want to know. Like, I'm still not getting what the unique selling point of this game is. They're saying a whole bunch of stuff that I've heard and seen before, but nothing that's unique. Like, they're just explaining things,
Marathon has
like
a lot.
over-explaining a lot
It's
of
a
things
huge
here.
pie. There's a ton of different implants at every rarity. There's a ton of different runner cores for each
Again,
runner.
not a
There's
system we haven't
over
seen
400 weapon mods. Like it's just an outlandish number of items to collect.
There's going to be a really interesting period of
More like a day,
discoverability
one day, man.
where players sort of figure out what are the pieces that I have available to me, how do I get them, and how do I put them together into something that's awesome.
Again, nothing we haven't seen before. See, they're explaining the whole mod system for like the attachments to the gun, like it's something revolutionary and completely new and innovative. But at its core, all this is just attachments to your gun and like different mods to your gun. We've seen this a million times over in pretty much any shooter that you have now. So that's not a big thing. I know. It's just, yeah. And they're making it sound like it's this huge thing, but it's not. Anyway. See, look at it. Oh, wow. Oh, you can reload the gun.
Go through and look at how many iconic weapons have come from
That's scope.
Bungie. And it's something that we really want to hold
Look at that
up
scope,
and
man.
make sure that we're
Fucking
matching that
destructive.
legacy.
Visually, they're all really, really distinct and clearly Marathon, but we wanted animation-wise a majority of them to feel recognizable. So when you put them in your hands, you knew how to use them.
Mods will basically allow you to increase certain stats on the guns, that battery SMG.
Yeah.
The gold mod, full-blown, turns it into the needle.
I'm not loving the scopes.
The sidearm is a gun that is effective in
Dude, the sidearm is a gun.
close quarters, but maybe not too much outside of that.
Mr. Captain Obvious has stated the obvious. The obvious is so obvious to the point that it is so obvious how obvious it is. The handgun is a gun that is probably good for close range and not so much after that. Wow. I didn't know that. I mean, if you hadn't told me that, I think I probably would have used the handgun to snipe people. I think I would. I honestly would have just stick to the handgun, try to snipe the entire time with it, if you hadn't told me that. Alright. Handgun. I mean,
But-
let's hear that revolutionary statement once again. Just
the needle.
go for it. Let's
the
hear that.
sidearm is a gun that is effective in close quarters, but maybe not too much outside of that.
Yep. There it is.
But the gold mod on this gun puts a suppressor on it, and then
Last
when
Dance.
I kill something
Yeah.
with this gun, I turn invisible.
Same people made it, so.
And then that lends it to other build crafting if I want to
Hang on, you go
sort
invisible?
of stack into how invisible can I be.
Okay.
Even some weapon mods can improve stats and your runner shell's capabilities. So there's lots of different ways to raise the
Destiny
floor
2
of your
perk.
stats so that you're coming into each run strong.
Kill and go invisible. That sounds so OP, man. Kill and go invisible sounds so OP.
Runner shells are a bioprinted body that you inhabit when you go down to Tau Ceti to scavenge the ruins of the Lost Colony. Each of our launch shells is really an archetype of gameplay. So if you want to play like a frontline tank, if you want to play a rat character that wants to sneak around, if you want to find those rats, we have a shell for you.
Yeah. Yeah, probably.
The
I
idea
mean,
there is like,
it'll just play like Destiny with like a different aesthetic and like setting. That's what it would play like in terms of like, gunplay, because they're just gonna feel distinctly like Destiny gunplay. But
Sort of broad spectrum that everyone can kind of find a little bit of a home to, and then we're gonna build on top of that.
Graviton
Cores
Lance.
and implants mold
Yeah.
the kit into
Oh
a
man, I
playstyle
love the
that you want.
Graviton Lance. That's my favorite gun.
So
the
examples of those are like, on Thief, I get a second grapple. On Destroyer, I pull out my Riot Barricade, and as it takes damage, it's actually converting that damage into shield back to me.
And these can be used in combination with each other to shift the gameplay style of your runner kit.
At any point you feel like you don't want to risk anything, or maybe you're down on your luck and you want the opportunity to get back, Rook's your guy.
Rook is a prototype runner shell.
It's a mode where we make it easy for you to just kind of drop into a match that's in progress and run about and try to scavenge as much as possible.
If you are going in solo to a run that's already in progress, you don't have a team, you have a very limited loadout,
A match.
but you're not risking anything. This lets you kind of get in, grab a little bit of loot, and then bail.
So when you get like a really powerful
Yeah.
gun or
It's-
implant or core, it is
It's a PvPvE, so you got your teammates. Like I think it's like a 3-player squad, like a 3-player team that you drop in as, and then you have like other 3 like solo players and also other teams you're going against, and you also got like NPCs to deal with. So it's like PvPvE.
unlocking some new space or new challenge that you've never done before, and the loot is helping you reach greater heights.
Similar to Arc Raiders.
Faction agents are such a big vehicle for tone and narrative for the world.
Each faction has their own motivations, their own desires, the things they're going to ask you to do.
We've got Traxxas. They're the most powerful corporation in human history. They
That
have
looks
very
cool.
long arms and very deep pockets to kind of get what they want.
So they might ask you to go and find specific weapons or mods.
Congratulations, runner. Your last performance
So
evaluation.
those are the
is on
extraction
track.
missions they're talking about.
If you're a PvP player, one of the factions is called Arachne. They're essentially a death cult. What that translates to is that they're asking you to go and kill other runners.
The sacred thermodynamics of violence.
MIDA is all about destruction. They are going to give you grenades, they're going to give you claymores, they're going to let you blow the place up.
And they are irreverent and dangerous. They might ask you to upload this malware into a UESC dropship, and as it leaves, it explodes and careens off into the distance.
Oh
We have big plans. Explosive, visionary.
Each of our factions has an upgrade tree that you unlock progressively as you gain reputation with them.
And along the way, you're going to unlock these capstones
digging
that are
this
these
part.
special upgrades. When you unlock that final capstone, you're gaining access to the best stuff in the market. You're getting gold items.
In addition, these faction upgrades can increase your runner's base stats, and those base stat upgrades are permanent for the rest of the season.
Access denied.
Darius, you know me. Did you miss your last round of maintenance?
Don't search. Don't dig. Don't question.
Darius?
Access denied.
Hey,
Access
it's
denied.
okay. It's just me.
You're not alone.
The Codex is a suite of achievements, collectibles, audio logs, things that you're finding in Run
Oh,
that
yeah.
we're going to track for you over time.
Cool. It's just a
The
normal
more you find
codex
these
shit.
items, the more story you're unlocking about them and what their role is in the world, why they're here, who cared about them, why they're as valuable.
I have a question. Do you normally care about the codex part of games? Do you normally actually, listen to all the audio logs and little pieces of like information and like read through all of them? Yeah, in AC, I tend to do that in AC. I actually do that when I play Kingdom Come Deliverance as well, because like each piece of information you find in the world is like pretty much tied to your game, like your game progress, and it's important information. So I actually actively read them. And in AC, it's really interesting because like some of the stuff you find is like it gives more context. It's pretty cool. But in most games, I actually do not give a damn about the codex at all. I barely check it. I anyway, I thought it was just me.
They are.
I'm repeating myself with these entries, but any fears inherent in the scope of this endeavor seem unfounded.
Within the codex, there's a whole bunch of stuff that you can unlock. Runner skins, weapon skins, weapon charms, stickers, emblems, backgrounds for your profile, and titles.
So it's everything from your first steps on the world of Tau City 4 all the way through to becoming a Vidmaster and taking on the most extreme challenges.
I have mixed feelings about these aesthetics. Sometimes it looks really cool. Sometimes they just look like something out of Fortnite.
And if you're not ready to take your best stuff, well, you're not going to survive. It's like a heist for a runner. Cryo Archive is big in and of itself, but it's also cold. It's also hostile.
It's gonna test every aspect of the survival game.
Hey, this looks like a dungeon.
Players in ways you haven't been on other maps.
Emperor Zavid. Here's your dungeon map, bro.
Into basically every type of environmental threat you have faced before. You're gonna fight a who's who of the highest tier UESC units, and the UESC are there in this presence you haven't seen before.
This feels like a dungeon run.
It's really cool because each of the vaults is more successively challenging than the next.
There you go vaults.
And that 7th vault is where you both are going to get the coolest thing, but also where you're going to learn the most about what happened to this place.
At some point in your journey in Cryo Archive, you might start wondering if the UAC are there to keep you out or if they're actually there to keep something else in.
Okay. Color me intrigued, man. That is, okay.
I think the thing that I'm most excited about for Marathon is getting into the hands of our players.
Destiny
The biggest thing I want people to take away from Marathon,
dude, you know what would be cool? It would be cool if at some point in this game it's revealed that this is actually tied to Destiny. Imagine how cool that would be. Imagine this is secretly Destiny 3. That would be cool, right? Like, or it's like at least like a spin-off. Yeah, that would be cool.
it still feels
but
amazing.
no, not just like a armor, but I think like what if like canonically it's actually in some way in the same universe. Like Marathon takes place in the same Destiny universe in like a faraway planet somewhere. That would be cool.
Amazing. It still feels like it has that spark.
It takes all the aspects that I think Bungie is really good at. First-person feel and gunplay, the super deep, crazy sci-fi lore, and it mixes up all those things together in a really amazing PvP package.
Really comes down to every single discipline that's working on the game. The animation has to be good, the sound has to be good, everything has to be working in harmony.
That's when the controller fades away, the screen fades away, you're just immersed in the world.
That is what we're trying to live up to with Marathon.
Okay.
It is a mad dash. I'm not going to front about that. It's a mad dash to the finish, but that's when you got to put in the elbow grease and the extra sweat and blood it takes to get this done.
Okay.
Dude, what is this? What is it?
Let's go.
5 people in the extract.
100% sure there'll be a beta for this one. 100%, man. There's gonna be a beta for this one for sure. 100%. But I feel like, okay, so towards the ending, I was a little I guess my intrigue grew a little bit. Yeah. So, but I still stand by the fact that if this is not a free to play game, I'm not fucking buying it. I'm not doing it. I am like, I don't think it's still worth like actual money to buy into the game. I think it still plays like a free to play extraction shooter. If they don't make this free to play, I just don't think a lot of people will end up buying into the game. What was it? Disease is, well, fear is the disease. Something is cured. I forgot.
Players won. Whole point of it.
Yeah.
The world didn't feel.
I don't know.
We heard loud and clear. We heard
live in this world.
What? Oh, fear is the disease. Rest now cured. All right, figure that one out until it comes out. If I don't think they've announced the beta yet, but I'm pretty sure they will announce a beta, and at that point, definitely gonna try it out and make a decision based on that whether this is worth playing or not. But seeing it's hard for me to be excited, man. Hard for me to be excited. Sometimes it looks cool. The aesthetic is very unique. I'll give them that. But sometimes it just feels like Roblox mixed with Fortnite. It's just a very weird thing. Especially the guns and scopes. Feels kind of weird. And not in a very functional way. That's throwing me off a little bit. But it could feel very different when you actually play it. So just have to play it and make a decision, really. Oh. Ali, give me your thoughts. Give me your thoughts. What do you think? What's your intrigue level after the end of the video? Give it to me, bro. I'm waiting. I'm at, okay. So just 0 point many zeros 1% still. Okay. The light and the sidearm is a gun. All right. Well, we'll see. We'll check out the beta and then we'll make a decision. But that's it. At least I think after this video, I feel like they have figured out what they want out of the game. Before this video, when they had the initial reveal and got a lot of backlash and went underground to reassess, I feel like they were kind of lost as to what their actual vision was. They said and did a lot of things with the game and everyone was confused. I think even they were confused as to what the hell they wanted to do with the game. And now, looking at this, I think they have some sort of a vision for it, which is good. And it does give me a little bit more confident than I had before. But I'm still skeptical as to how good this game is going to be. Just have to wait and see. It's a PvPvE survival extraction FPS. That's what it says in the description. We'll just have to see. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, I think so, man. I think so. But I don't know. I guess like the beta test can make or break this game. So I think they need to put all their effort into getting the beta right and let people actually have an impression on the game, because seeing all these gameplays doesn't really do much, especially for this type of game. You just have to like play it and see how it feels to play it, and then that'll be good. And that's why I say this has to be a free to play game to lower the barrier to entry for people to try it out and actually get into the game. Because it's already hard enough looking at this to wanting to pay for this game. So if you actually put a paywall to have to buy the game to play it, I think you can have a much smaller player base. If they want to succeed with this game, they have to make sure that a lot of players are playing it. And the only way to do that is to make it free. And you would assume that they know that by now, because they made Destiny 1 a paid game. I freaking bought Destiny 1, bro. I spent money on it. and then they made it free to play because that's the way to go. And then Destiny 2 free to play, and that was a huge success for them. So I think they already know the lesson. They don't have to relearn it. So hopefully this is a free to play game, and might be something. Who knows? Anyway, I think that's it for today, man. I'm gonna wrap up today. That was a good long stream. I've been streaming for over 3 hours, which was nice. We'll 11ish. 11 sounds good. I'm gonna go have some lunch because I'm getting hungry now, and then we'll join at 11. You can go all night. Oh yeah, true. All right, man. I don't know if I can do all night. I do have to wake up in the morning, but I'll probably play until around 2 today. But tomorrow I should be able to do all night. So not all night, but later than 2. Anyway, I'll see you at 11, man. I'll see you at 11. I'll see you at 11, bro. Anyway, that's it. I'm gonna wrap up. Thank you for joining me, man. I appreciate you always coming on and cheering me on and fucking giving me shit sometimes. I really appreciate that. I'll see you in half an hour in Battlefield, brother. Bye. That's it. That's it. Ciao.
Alright, time to parrot. The underdog's logging off. Baby! Thanks for hanging out for laughs, memes, and gaming clout. Even if I tripped, lost, or failed, you stuck around and that prevailed. We checked trailers, spilled the tea, mispronounced a game or 3. Call of Duty fails, oh that's me. But the chat laughed along, pure victory. Grab your snacks, hydrate up, don't fall asleep. I'll be back soon with news to peep. The underdog may stumble, trip, or rage, but you're the legends who fill my stage. Grab your snacks, hydrate up, don't fall asleep. I'll be back soon with news to peep. The underdog may stumble, trip, or rage, but you're the legends who fill my stage. Attention chat, Jaybeazt is officially signing off. He may try to explain the plot of a game he hasn't played, argue with NPCs about story choices, or get stuck in a tutorial forever. And if someone says something wild in chat, he might go, "Oh mate, don't say that!" Thanks for surviving the chaos, laughing at my fails, and pretending my Call of Duty aim is fine. Catch you next time, same underdog energy, less chaos, maybe. But thanks for surviving the chaos, laughing at my fails, and pretending my Call of Duty aim is fine. Catch you next time. Same underdog energy, less chaos, maybe.